Yeah, we back. We on top of things. Niners. What up, Fight World? Let's talk some boxing. Yeah. Aaron Percy, what's up? Billy Joe Saunders is not the GOAT, but shout out to Saunders Lemieux. What up, Ben? Kush, what up? Yeah, we working, baby. We working. Yeah, we gonna break down this AJ Wilder stuff. That's why I titled it like that, because that's the main thing I want to talk about. They announced Billy Joe Saunders Lemieux yesterday. So you guys gotta hit the bell notification because I did a video about it yesterday. When the fight was actually like within an hour of it being released, I had a video up and a live stream. So check the channel. Fremont, my backyard. What up? Billy Joe Saunders is not the GOAT. You keep putting that all you want. Listen, we gonna talk. My Niners ain't doing good, but fuck it. It's about loyalty. See, I'm not no bandwagon like some of y'all do with fighters. Let's get this roll call out of the way because I want to get to the boxing talk. Cool? At the beginning of my streams, I like to do the Boxingego roll call. Get a sense of where you guys are from. City, state, zip. Let me know where y'all from. City, state, zip. Yo, city, state, zip. Death Row East, Ohio. I see you. Come on, where y'all at? North Baton Rouge. He from the boot, y'all. Indianapolis, Washington, D.C., Detroit, Boston, San Diego, Toronto, Canada, Chicago. My girl Gracie from L.A., 213 LBC. London, England, Brooklyn, Bronx, Brooklyn, back in there. Houston, Philly, Lancaster, England, East St. Louis, The Lou, Romania, BX, KC, Hackensack, New Jersey. We all over today. Illinois, Eugene, Oregon, Romania, St. Louis, Great Yarmouth, Boston, Massachusetts. Meet me at Fenway Park. Get the khakis. That was my Boston accent. Riverside, motherfucker. What up? The D. Detroit. It's cold out here in the D. Pause. Dorchester, Kentucky, Bahamas, Victorville, Vegas, baby. Albany, New York. Listen, let's talk boxing now. I didn't see the ankle injury. What was the Celtics player? I seen the dude from the Celtics injured, and Kobe sent him a message. Like, listen, let's talk about this Wilder Joshua. This was on my mind right now. I bet it was bad. That's fucked up. Season opener, you fucked up already. Listen, I give you guys my honest thoughts. Big fan of bringing the heavyweight division back. Looked like we were getting close to seeing like the heavyweight really pop, but there's been a lot of setbacks. A lot. Drug tests being failed. There's different stuff, man. Fights getting canceled. I really like Eddie Hearn. I think he's a very good promoter. But the thing is, I don't particularly like what he's doing with this whole Dillian Whyte thing. Like, I respect Dillian Whyte. I think he's a tough out. He's a tough heavyweight. He's a good fighter. But I don't understand why Hearn keeps dangling this Dillian Whyte piece as if it's the missing link to Wilder getting to Joshua. Like, I don't understand that. Like, Joshua's a champion, Wilder's a champion. End of story. You know what I mean? So it's like, are you hoping Dillian Whyte can either bang up Deontay Wilder in a loss or possibly beat him to the point where, you know what I mean, the Joshua fight doesn't get made? It's just like, I really don't understand that. And like I said, this is no shade to Dillian Whyte. I like what he's about. I like his mentality. I like his trash talking. But we got to be serious. We were just talking about Dillian Whyte possibly fighting Bryant Jennings, who was on the sidelines for a while, came back, signed to Top Rank. That was a potential option. You know what I mean? I want to see Dillian Whyte fight. If he's going to get a title shot, I would rather see him fight Joseph Parker. But, I mean, even before a title shot, because he fought Joshua and already got stopped. So, to me, I think Dillian Whyte versus... My major fight for Dillian Whyte would be Dillian Whyte versus Bermane Stiverne. But if Wilder knocks him out, then not really. But that would be a good fight. Gerald Big Baby Miller or like a Bryant Jennings or something, right? And then maybe you get a title shot. And if he did get a title shot, I'd rather see him fight Joseph Parker or even a Dillian Whyte versus Andy Ruiz Jr. I mean, he lost to Joseph Parker, but it was disputed and he didn't get like fucked up in there, like knocked out or anything. But Eddie Hearn keeps dangling this Dillian Whyte piece as if Dillian Whyte is the key to unlocking Joshua, and I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't understand why a champion who's been champion longer than AJ has to go through each additional step, and especially since the fans want Wilder, Joshua, Wilder. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand like this whole Dillian Whyte and then you get the shot. Like why? Why does Wilder have to go through additional steps? Tony Bellew, Hay Winner, or Dillian Whyte? It's not just Dillian Whyte. It's just like, why? They're champions. Why does the champion have to do a whole bunch to unify? And to be honest, you can say whatever you want about their resumes now that Joshua has the Klitschko fight in tow, but in my honest opinion, Wilder went through somebody harder at the time to get his belt than AJ did. Because Charles Martin, he's solid, but he hadn't really proven anything. So that was like more or less an easy title grab because you didn't really know what Charles Martin was capable of doing. Before the Joshua fight, what was Charles Martin's best win? Go, right now. What's Charles Martin's best win before the Joshua fight? Go. I'm waiting. Y'all ain't putting comments. What was his best win? What was Charles Martin's best win? See, y'all looking at Google and shit. Look, no answers. Straight crickets. Nobody knows. See, look. Charles Martin, I guess the best win would have been Glasgow, but that ended in a weird way. Charles Martin was winning the fight on my scorecard, but we all seen Glasgow. First of all, he's not even a big heavyweight. You know what I mean? He fought Steve Cunningham, I think. So, you know what I mean? Those are like really people probably should be fighting at cruiserweight. That's why they're talking about splitting the heavyweight division, because Klitschko, Wilder, Ortiz, Joshua, they're too big for a Glasgow or whatever his name is. They're too big for Steve Cunningham. It just doesn't make sense. But anyway, I guess that was Charles Martin's best win. And we all seen he tripped and tangled up his leg or knee or whatever. So, I mean, that was his punctuating victory that got him the Joshua fight, and he lost his title right then and there. Very similar to David Lemieux versus Triple G. It's like he fought for a vacant title, and then his first title defense he loses. So it's like people who've had titles before and got them not just through a vacancy or defended a title a couple times, obviously that's more proven. Like Wilder has defended his title several times. Joshua has defended his title several times. So that's why we hold those people in high regards. You know what I mean? Even Lomachenko got the title versus Rocky Martinez, but he beat Jason Sosa and he beat a couple of guys after that, Nicholas Walters and Mariaga, to show that nobody's been able to beat him thus far. Rigondeaux might have something to say about that. You know what I mean? So that's just my thing. I don't understand why Dillian Whyte is allegedly Eddie Hearn's like missing link to get to Joshua. Why does the champion have to go through that? Can somebody explain that to me? Charles Martin held the title for 85 days. Wow. Okay, if it's simple, then y'all explain it to me. So I explained why the champion, who's been a champion longer than AJ, why he has to. Vinny, you real close to getting blocked because we have an adult conversation and you just name calling Deontay Wilder and stupid stuff. So keep it up, and you'll be my cousin Vinny, a thing of the past. But explain it to me. I don't understand it. I really don't. They're two champions. Like why does he have to fight Dillian Whyte? What it like again? Okay, let's say he fights Dillian Whyte and beats him. Okay, so now that allegedly secured him the fight. Like somebody explain it to me. If you guys agree with that, if you don't think champions should be able to unify, right? And the funny thing is, a lot of y'all are fake as shit because you don't do this with certain fighters. You know what I mean? When Golovkin says he wants to unify and hey, no guys, all the belts, and he's saying all this, y'all was down. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? And you said, oh, he shouldn't move up to fight Andre Ward. He wants to unify his division. Let him do it. Hey, no guys, all the belt, right? So that was all gravy. But Wilder keeps saying the same message. I want to unify my division, and Bomb Squad, there will be another, but you know what I mean? He's doing all this. But now y'all trying to set up additional obstacles in the obstacle course to get to the unification. Joseph Parker, I don't even hear him talk about Wilder. I seen him take a picture like months ago, a couple fights ago, and I never even hear Team Parker even call for that fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, but again, some of y'all are fake because perfect example is Golovkin. He said, I want to stay at 160, and at the time, you didn't have Danny Jacobs with impressive wins and performances as much. You didn't have Canelo there. You didn't have Jermall Charlo there. And the division was really Golovkin or bust. Golovkin looked to be a level above all the guys that were coming up and really popping at that time, right? And people were good with that. Oh, let him stay and unify the division. But now Wilder, since a guy you don't like, new media, a guy you don't like wants to unify, you guys are saying he has to go through Dillian Whyte. That doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? So new media, let's be consistent here. If you're all about unifications and you want to see Mayweather fight with Pacquiao because they're two of the best fighting the best, and who's the best of this generation, and unifying belts and all that, then let it be that. But don't be selective like a lot of y'all do. And when Triple G had all the belts, when he wants all the belts, it's good. He should automatically get Canelo, whoever had the belts at the time, David Lemieux, right? But Deontay Wilder wants the same deal. He's actively calling it out. Ego a whore. Shout out to Wiz Words. And just like a wizard, you blocked. Get your ass up out of here. I'm the real wizard. Everybody say bye-bye. Bye-bye to Wiz Words or Wise Words, whatever. He's out of here. Get him up out of here. Bye-bye, Wise Words. Let's see how wise you are in a casket, because you out of here. You done for. The stream, get him out of here. Talking shit. Ego's a whore. Okay. And you getting kicked out the whorehouse. How about that? Get up out of here. Get up out of here. This shit is too easy, man. Quick L. I see. Y'all make it like I'm the bad guy. I wasn't trying to get nobody. I was just trying to talk this heavyweight stuff. And then Wise Words had to say his little wise words, and he got his wise ass up out of here. Bye-bye, Wise. But anyway, Wilder versus John, like I said, I don't understand why the champ, like Errol Spence, is another keen, prime example of a champion who sounds hungry and wants to unify, yet y'all make up excuses why he shouldn't get Keith Thurman. Now, granted, let me say this disclaimer. See, y'all not gonna bend and twist my words and be like, yeah, Eric, he should, or Ego, he said this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do that. Keith Thurman's coming off of an injury, even though I don't know how severe it was or how intensive it is. So that's cool if he wants to fight Jesse Vargas or a tune-up fight. But people are even beyond that saying Spence needs 2 and 3, 4 fights before he can get to Thurman. What? Why? He's a champion. His step up, he's already passed with flying colors. Kell Brook took a knee like Kaepernick and got beaten to submission. So that was his step up. Lamont Peterson's a step in the right direction, a named guy. Let's see if he gets past him. But what do you mean he has to fight 4 more people? He's a champion. Yo, I've never seen it this hard amongst fans for champions to want to fight other champions. Isn't that what you would want to do? Like, who doesn't want to be great? Like, who doesn't? I don't understand it. Like, but once again, you guys have unrealistic expectations for some. Like Floyd Mayweather, he got to fight the best versus best every out. He can't slip no Robert Guerrero or Berto in there, even though Guerrero was a mandatory and Berto was after Pacquiao. He can't slip that in. It has to be best versus best. But Cotto, he can fight Kama guy in a welterweight that got stopped last year, Saddam Ali. That's perfect. You know what I mean? Champions shouldn't be able to unify, even though, like I said, Wilder's been a champion longer than AJ has. So to me, it's crazy. Jesse Vargas will beat Thurman. I got to see that, because Vargas is a good fighter. He's tough, but Pacquiao's speed was bothering him. Keith Thurman is explosive as fuck, and I think he's hitting harder than Pacquiao, because Pacquiao ain't had a knockout since 2009 for some odd reason. For some odd reason, the knockouts just stopped, right? But anyway, it's not about Pacquiao. It's just, why is it so hard? Like, I'm really trying to have a conversation. Yo, we got 130 people in the chat, and we got 46. We don't even have 50 likes. Can we get the likes up? Can we get to triple digits? Because I'm giving you the passion. I'm giving you the live streams. I'm giving y'all that work. I'm talking boxing. Can we get the likes up, people? Hit the like button, and then you can comment to your little heart's content. We just got to get the likes up, because that's a form of engagement that YouTube looks at, and the more people, the more cracking it is in the stream, and the more opinions we get, etc. But again, I don't understand why amongst fans it becomes so hard for certain champions to want to be great and want to fight. People are like, no, he shouldn't get AJ. He ain't done jack shit. It don't matter if he's done jack shit in your mind or not. He's a champion. He should have something that another champion, Joseph Parker or AJ, should want. Isn't that the name of the game? Like, I mean, it's simple. It's simple. It's no different than, I used to work retail. I've had a job my whole life. When I worked at Sears, the goals were simple. Make a profit. That's what the whole name of the business was. Make a profit, make sales. They monitor your sales. Try to sign people up for credit cards. So similarly, in the fight business, the hurt business, shouldn't your goal be to get good paychecks, but also fight the necessary fights to secure your legacy, to secure your straps and stuff like that? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. But again, you guys want to put up additional hurdles for other champions. You know what I mean? If Joseph Parker and AJ unify next, why won't you say Joseph Parker needs to fight Dillian Whyte? That's how I know for a fact some of y'all are full of shit, because it's amongst the fans or something. There has to be a level of fear. There has to be a level of fear amongst the fans. I'm not talking about the fight. I'm talking about the fans, because again, why would you don't complain if Jeff Horn fights Keith Thurman, right? But Errol Spence got to do so much more. Well, like, in all actuality, Errol Spence has impressed me more than Jeff Horn has. Jeff Horn, I thought Pacquiao won the fight, and it was a close fight, but Errol Spence went to someone's backyard who's a respected champion and bodied his man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all wouldn't complain if Keith Thurman fought Jeff Horn in a unification. Yet Errol Spence got to do so much more, and he got to fight, go through Berto or Sean Porter or whoever. But Jeff Horn don't got to go through those people. He gets it straight away. You know what I mean? Same thing with Wilder. Wilder has to fight Dillian Whyte for what? Why? Like, why is Dillian Whyte, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy. It's like, you know how the mob has like tier levels. There's like a hierarchy. Like, okay, you're the mob boss, and you're the Don, and the underboss, and you know what I mean, just a regular henchman. It's like the champions should be at the top. They're the mob bosses, right? And it's like, just like in the mafia, before you could get to the mob boss, you gotta pop the capo or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is crazy. Like, you have to go through these crazy levels with the fans when you're both equivalent. You know what I mean? You the mob boss, and this person's in a rival mob. You know what I mean? But you guys are both the bosses. But now y'all saying, oh, you got to fight the henchman first. You got to go through him before you get to me. You got to go through the capo. You got to go through the underboss. Huh? Forget about it. You're a new character every time I see you. You know, like, it doesn't make sense when you're at the equivalent level. That's what I'm saying. Like, for challengers, yeah, they got to go up to climb up the ranks. Joshua's undefeated. Wilder's undefeated, right? Period. It's a good fight. Fans want it. So why does Wilder have to keep doing it? And like I said, for all the people who are like angry with Wilder's resume, be angry at his opponents. Because there's two, listen, if Povetkin happened and Luis Ortiz happened, right there, that would be two very credible names that could be on Wilder's resume. Okay, DOG215, you disagree? Do you agree to get in the hot seat? This is how we solve that. You disagree, agree to get in the hot seat. And the timer is started. Your name is DOG215. So since you disagree, everybody can get their popcorn and agree to the hot seat. And we could duke it out and battle out our points since you disagree. Shout out to the super chat from Ed Valencia. Boxing talk right on time. Appreciate what you do on the live chats. Makes my work night go by easier. You working. And that's from Ed Valencia. Routine subscriber to the live chats. Hit the bell icon. Shmoney dance. $10. I told y'all them yellow and them orange ones. So I was disagreeing with someone else. How convenient. As soon as the hot seat is brought up, now you see, listen, to make the conversations more fluid, y'all gotta let me know when y'all talk, because I'm trigger happy. You know what I mean? Y'all gotta let me know. Say I disagree with you, Robert226. You know what I'm saying? But you say I'm disagree, I'm thinking you're disagreeing with me. You guys, y'all gotta have some like clarity in it. Again, like I said, somebody explain that to me. Somebody explain it to me. Why another champion shouldn't be able to unify. We're on the same level. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't know why Eddie Hearn keeps dangling this Dillian Whyte situation. If Wilder stops Bermane Stiverne, then Stiverne, he did get stopped before by Demetrius King. So y'all don't even know about that fight because some of y'all don't know shit about boxing. But the stoppage was really bullshit. You know what I mean? So he's technically been stopped before, but it wasn't a good stoppage. So if Wilder stops him, then, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. To distract the fan. That's what it seems like. It seems like another, like a roadblock. You know what I mean? Another. So people will start. Oh, he's ducking Dillian Whyte. He's ducking Dillian Whyte. I don't think you would duck Dillian Whyte to fight Luis Ortiz. Just my opinion. I don't understand that logic. Because Luis Ortiz, he's like southpaw, longer arms, just as tall as Dillian Whyte, and he's never been stopped. And he's a Cuban that has a Cuban, very deep background, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Who's scared of Dillian? Shannon Wood, who's scared of Dillian? Shannon Wood, who's scared of Dillian? Okay, Shannon, do you accept the hot seat? This is how we solve that. Jump in the hot seat. Okay, Wilder's scared. Let's see if you're scared. Let's see if you're scared of this hot seat. And you about to get wrecked. Okay, so you're down in the hot seat. So why is Wilder afraid of Dillian Whyte? Okay, I just hit you. So you don't need to hit me when I'm about to kill you in this cipher, right? So why, in your opinion, why is Dillian Whyte the man to beat, and why is Wilder afraid of him? Hold on, let's get this work off. Hot seat. Get your popcorn. Come on, you was putting all that hit him up and hit me. Come on, Mr. Hit Me. What's taking so long? See how long? I don't understand. What do you guys like? I don't understand why it takes so long to type. At least the opening statements or something. And see, this is the thing is I know you guys could type fast because when y'all doing the shit talking that put you in the hot seat, you type that shit quick. Dillian Whyte, yeah, Wilder's scared, fuck yeah. You know what I mean? You type that shit, you get that off real quick. And then when you're in the hot seat, it's like everybody's just waiting. You know what I mean? But we only gonna wait so long to fry you. So why is Wilder afraid? The people are waiting. Sounds like you afraid more than Wilder. You'll find out what the hot seat is. Did anyone see him respond? Somebody put him on a timer because we're not doing this all day. Like always. 30 seconds. And do like count down from 30 in increments of 10. He responded where? I didn't see it. Did anybody see it? What did he say? I don't see a response. I don't see a response. I'm not scrolling up. Just copy and paste it. Because there's too many comments. Just copy and paste what he said, somebody. Or the person. What? Where is it? What is his name? Shannon? That Shannon thing? Okay, green sheets and he won't take the fight. Your stream just told me I was sending too many messages. I don't understand it. What? So I don't understand what he said. Somebody put what he said so we can get this cracking. Y'all messing up the hot seat. Shout out to Dutch Bros. They claim Wilder was offered a few million, but turned down the fight with Whyte. Yeah, but you don't know the logistics of that. And most likely, if Eddie Hearn is putting up that much money for Wilder Whyte, I guarantee you it's probably in the UK, where he can get the Sky Sports distribution, plus have some American back end. So Wilder has to go overseas to foreign territory to fight a guy who has no belt, who AJ stopped, for $4 million, when he could stay at home, satisfy his mandatory, and I guarantee you he'll get at least $1 million. At least. And he satisfies a mandatory obligation, and Alabama to New York is a lot closer than Alabama is to UK. So that's a horrible response. 3 million? I think that's the, some of y'all saying 4 million. I'm pretty sure I read 3 million. While, see, Vista Carta, you got to know what the fuck you're talking about. You could get the hot seat too. I'll take 2 on at one time. You talking about Wilder was offered and willing to go to Russia, though, for Povetkin. So Povetkin's promoter, World of Boxing, I don't know if they're involved in the mob, but they got bread. They got money. And they offered $7 million. Wilder, being the champion, would get the lion's share of $7 million. So that's a big difference. And Povetkin only lost to Klitschko. So if you beat Povetkin, an Olympic gold medalist, and Klitschko didn't even stop Povetkin, to be honest. AJ, who wasn't even a champion, stopped Dillian Whyte. So you'll get more recognition for beating Povetkin in Russia than you would Dillian Whyte. And Povetkin was the mandatory. Very solid point. Shout out to my moderator. That's the other thing. He was the mandatory. So he didn't really have a choice but to fight him. He could either duck it and then lose his belt or fight him. So before you jump into flames, make sure you got your ammunition. Dillian Whyte's not a mandatory to what's the name? Clearly. Where's the second comment from the first guy? See, like I said, I'll take 2 on and 1. It don't even matter, man. I'm flaming somebody. Your moderator gave you... so you don't think I know that Povetkin was mandatory? Okay. Even though I do videos, and there's videos about him being the mandatory? Dumbass. Oh, your moderator gave you... I know that he's a mandatory because I did videos about it, breaking the story. The fuck you talking about? Man, where's the dude's response? Where's the Shannon dude? Let's go, champ. Come on, Shannon. You not Shannon Briggs, though. Where's the... I don't even remember who's in the hot seat. Where's his reply? What's his name? I don't even remember the person's name. I'm sorry. Shannon Wood, right? See, he's getting lost in the sauce because everyone's replying. Oh, and I don't... Joshua smashed Molina. Wilder got rocked by Molina. Let's see what Wilder could do to Whyte. What the fuck does Molina have to do with anything? And no bullshit, Chris Arreola got rocked by Molina too. So what does the triangle theory have to do with anything? You know what I mean? That's like me saying, oh, Marquez fucked Pacquiao up. So out of the Pacquiao-Marquez saga, 4 fights, Marquez knocked Pacquiao starch out, knocked him the fuck out, and then when Floyd fought Marquez, he schooled him. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Well, you know what I mean? It's a triangle theory. So you're already getting burned. One more response from Shannon so you can get annihilated. Because listen, and this is what they do. They start bringing up a whole bunch. What is Eric Molina, who is not a champion, wasn't a mandatory, it was a voluntary defense and all that. What does he have to do with the initial question? You're supposed to be explaining how Wilder is ducking Dillian Whyte and how he's afraid of him. Yet you sidetrack. See, this is what they do. Because they'll say some sidebar comment, right? They'll say some sidebar comment that you may even agree with, but at the end of the day, we're not even arguing about Eric Molina. So that's how that's how these casuals try to get you, because you be like, oh, hey, he got you, ego. He got you in the debate, because they bring up some sidebar shit that nobody was even arguing. You're supposed, Shannon Wood, and I'm about to put you in the wood. We're about to get you a nice wooden casket, wooden pajamas. You're supposed to be telling the audience how Wilder is afraid of Dillian Whyte and why he should have to go through Dillian Whyte to get to AJ when they're both champions. So Eric Molina, once again, a triangle theory, him getting rocked has nothing to do with anything. Has nothing to do with anything at all. Okay, Jeru, you're blocked because you're just annoying. Peace, L. He said we already told you. Who's we? You're not even in the hot seat, but you are blocked. Anyway, put your L's up for that dude, Jeru. But why should the champion have to go through Whyte? You're on your last response, Shannon. Make it a good one. Come on, Shannon. We're counting on you. Your last name is Wood. You about to see the wood. Like Blair, we gonna put you under wood. So block people when you don't like the comments. Yeah. On my channel, yeah, that's exactly it. You can get blocked too. It don't matter. It's the hot seat. Well, I block everybody in this fucking and be talking to myself. Where's Shannon at? Yeah, Jamie, laugh. I'll block you, and we'll all be putting our L's up and laughing at you. Listen, You guys run your channel how you want to run, and it is deeper than, I don't just see people and see a comment I disagree with and block them like you idiots try to make it out to be. I don't just see people, oh, I disagree with you. That's why we had the hot seat, because when we disagree, we can battle it out. But if he's putting unnecessary dumb shit and repeatedly, yeah, you can get blocked for that. Shannon Wood, listen, I would fight Dillian Whyte for $5,000 and I know I would lose. Wilder could get $3 million and get exposure. Great debate and thanks for the hot seat. Respect. That's okay. Shannon, last question before I body you. You're talking about you would fight him for $5,000. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living, Shannon? Because that's horrible. Of course you would, because you're not a millionaire already. You know what I'm saying? I know crackheads that'll suck somebody's, you know what I mean? I got these cheeseburgers, man, for some rock. So, yeah, I mean, people will do stuff when it's different when you're not in the position to turn shit down. I got these cheeseburgers, man. Please, man. Like, so you would take $5,000 because you probably have to work to get $5,000. You know what I'm saying? But do you think Floyd Mayweather is going to fight a heavyweight for $5,000? No, because he could fight someone his size for $32 million guaranteed. So that was a really stupid response, especially for your last one. I thought you were going to come with some flames. You talking about I would fight Dillian Whyte. Who cares? That's like when I was a kid, people say, oh, would you fight Mike Tyson for $1 million? Yeah, of course everyone would, because they don't have $1 million. But you think Warren Buffett's gonna fight Mike Tyson for a fucking million when he's worth 800 billion? Hell no. Warren Buffett would get stretched and probably die. So he's not fighting him for $1 million, because he can get $1 million by getting shares in Coca-Cola or See's Candy. Everybody, let's vote. Shannon got to go under Wood. Put your L's up. If you think Shannon failed, put your L's up. That doesn't explain how Wilder, to me, you didn't explain how Wilder is afraid of Dillian Whyte. Cop a plea, Shannon. He better hurry up, because the timer's ticking. The L's is a-coming. And I seen people put L's up before we even got to your third response. A couple more and you out of here, Shannon Doherty. Beverly Hills 902 enough. One of my mods, you got to get Shannon. Give Shannon the wood. Pause. It's a casket wood. Bye-bye, Shannon. Listen, no disrespect to anybody. If you support the channel, I fuck with you, and I appreciate it. But I'm just telling you guys for future reference, if you want to donate to the channel, the worst time you can donate to is during a hot seat, because I get locked in, because it's my credibility versus their credibility. It's my argument versus their argument. So I seen there was 2 super chats, but I'm locked and loaded. I get tunnel vision. So if I'm in the hot seat and someone else in the hot seat with me, that is the worst time. And it's very apparent when we're in the hot seat. Everyone got their popcorn and everybody's commenting. Everyone knows when someone's in the hot seat. So super chats, I can go back to them, but that's not the best time, because the only thing I'm worried about is me or them. Survival of the fittest, kill or be killed, Roman gladiator style. So I seen the super chats, and I'm not trying to disrespect the super chats, but that's the worst time to donate. Did Shannon get up out of here? Did one of my mods handle Shannon? Mr. Globs, did you take care of Shannon Wood? Thank you. Okay, now I'll go to the super chat. No hot seat, we all good. But I'm telling you, I'm a pit bull with rabies when we're in the hot seat, so that's all I'm noticing. So if you have a super chat and this, and see, another thing is sometimes with the super chats, there's a question attached to it. So the question, I can't stop the hot seat and let the person off the hook to answer something that's totally unrelated. So that's just a word to all the viewers. But L Dog from New Zealand, $10 super chat. I told y'all, yellow and the green ones, I mean the yellow and the orange ones, Shmoney Gang. I'm not even a Deontay Wilder fan, but he deserves more respect. Keep grinding ego. Okay, so that wasn't even a comment, but shout out to you from New Zealand for the super chat. We appreciate you rocking. Hold on. I think there was another super chat I missed. I'm sorry. That's why it's oh, it won't let me go back further. So I think I might have missed one. But just so everyone, so we're 100% transparent. If you do have a super chat, please wait until the hot seat is out, because that guarantees that I'll see it, or I'll see one of the other person's response. Like I said, I'm lock and loaded. If it's me and Shannon Wood, I'm looking for Shannon Wood's response, and that's the only thing I'm really looking for. So I don't think Shannon Wood did a good job of debating how Deontay Wilder is scared. And like I said, two champions trying to unify, right? Two champions trying to unify. Why does he have to go through somebody who already had his step up and lost and is climbing back on the ladder? And like I said, this is not me versus Dillian Whyte. I fuck with Dillian Whyte. I like his, like I said, his demeanor, I like his attitude. I follow him on Instagram. I see some of his workouts be tough, and you know what I mean, I like to do. But since Anthony Joshua, I don't think Dillian Whyte has really faced anyone at Joshua's level or better, you know what I'm saying? Because he's working his way back up. The best person he probably faced is Derek Chisora, who lost to Klitschko, knocked out by David Haye. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is he automatically... Listen, if Wilder, a champion, to unify with another champion has to do so much, then what has Dillian Whyte done since his loss to Joshua, where he deserves a Deontay Wilder title shot? Even though, like I said, it's a good fight, but what has he done? Like, who's he beat, in your opinion, where you're like, damn, he's ready for a title shot right now? You know what I'm saying? See, some of you guys aren't consistent. Keith Thurman, he doesn't seem like he wants to fight Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford called him out, and then people say, they say Terrence Crawford, even though he's undisputed, just a division below, he got to do something before he fights Keith Thurman. What? What? Ego, you could be a bit biased sometimes. Well, bias my ass, jump up in this hot seat, and get this work. What did I say that was biased? Do you accept a hot seat, boxing monk? We're going to turn you to a monk because you're going to be silent afterwards because you're getting bodied. I'm the golden child. You ain't no monk. So let's go. Do you want to be in the hot seat? Just say yes. I'm biased. Okay, cool. So explain what I said that was biased. Too easy. We're going to turn you to a monk. Or a monkey. Come on. Hot seat. Where's the monk at? Boxing monk do that. Do you accept a hot seat? Y'all got to start calling these people out in the hot seat too, because I'm ready for war. And it's taking a month of Sundays to hear back from them. Just put like monk where you at, boxing monk. Wow, man, you smoke too much drugs. And you get blocked. I told you, Jamie. Oh shit. I fuck around and hold on. I made Jamie a moderator when I meant to block her, or him. Yeah, well, the drug I just overdosed on is blocking you. I'm on that block drug. Get up out of here. Talking about I'm on drugs. Y'all have to say stupid shit. Test me with Vada. I guarantee you, I'm not Povetkin and Ortiz. I'll pass any test right now. I don't do drugs. But the drug we are doing right now is overdosing on blocking you clowns. That's the drug I'm on right now. And I'm getting high as fuck blocking y'all because it's too easy. Hey, yo, what's some of this shit? Where's Boxing Monk? Somebody put him on the timer, man. Put him on the timer, because you see, there's no ducking the hot seat. This ain't boxing. There's only, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, we like UFC. Everything happens under this umbrella. So you gotta at least give me a response. Okay, now he said yes. Okay, so what did I say was biased? See, I had to threaten to put you on the timer for you to respond. So please, without wasting everyone's time, what did I say that was biased, that you disagree with? We'll start there. That's a good starting point. Boxing Monk, what did I say that was biased? Oh, I know he accepted. That's why I asked him the question. Okay, you wasted one response. There is nothing wrong with being biased. I don't care if there's something wrong with it, if it's against the law, if it's legal. I asked you what I said that was biased. And now you skating around the issue like Tanya Harding. You talking about, oh, there's nothing wrong with being biased. You in the hot seat and you just wasted a response to tell me that there's nothing wrong with being biased. You have to prove first that I am biased. And you got 2 more responses. 115 likes and almost 200 people in the chat. Hit the like button. If you want to see me catch a body, hit the like button. I seen the super chat, but I told you the hot seat is not the time to do it. So the hot seat, the super chat gotta wait. Hit the like button. So you wasted the response, Boxing Monk. There's nothing wrong with being biased. You haven't even proved that I'm biased, which is why you're in the hot seat. You're such a Wilder fan? Okay. You can get the hot seat next. That's how I deal with y'all. I don't have shit to do with being a Wilder fan. I'm a true fan. Okay, Boxing Monk said ha ha ha. Somebody block him. He's just wasting people's time. He's out of here. Cause you're supposed to be you haven't said one thing. You haven't said one thing. L, that was an easy L. He wasn't about that life. Oh, you're biased. You said there's nothing wrong with being biased, and response number 2 was ha ha ha. That's an easy one. But see, you guys see it. I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to see it. It's easier. See this. Oh man, I'm so happy I invented the hot seat, because it is so easy for people to place in this society with social media and everybody having a voice and no accountability. It's easy to put that label on somebody. You're biased, but it's much harder to prove what you're saying, right? And that's what you guys keep seeing. He said I'm biased, but when it came down to it, he's not even really explaining to the people what I've done that was biased, or what I said that was a lie, or whatever. Now, I'm not gonna give this person, because they was talking shit, so I'm not gonna give them the opportunity for a hot seat. Okay, Milky McKeely Macumbo. It says you're in the hot seat. You don't have a choice, and sometimes I strip the choice away. So that's why y'all gotta watch what you put. It says you're such a Wilder fan through and through. You should be impartial when it comes to boxing. You, and I know it's a business sense, boxing. Dillian Whyte could cause Wilder problems. I've never said that Dillian Whyte couldn't cause problems. Now fight your way out of the hot seat. How am I a Wilder groupie or fanboy through and throughout, or whatever you said? What have I said that you disagree with? Because if you're a fanboy, you're just gonna ride with that person regardless. That's how I see it. And I don't think I've said anything that I don't stand on, that I don't stand by, that I think was a lie, and I just said it because no matter what, Wilder's my dude. Someone said I can't take Milky serious. We got to keep this stream rolling. Put him on the hot seat timer, 30 seconds, and count down in increments of 10. This is to Milky Macumbo or whatever, who said I was a Wilder fanboy, basically. So what did I say that was a lie? What did I say that you disagree with about Wilder that would put me in the category of a Wilder groupie, a Wilder fanboy, or somebody who's just giving Wilder unnecessary praise? And we're waiting. Put him on the timer. Lamar just donated $10 to the movement. Shmoney Gang, thank you. Shout out to you, Lamar. I'm about to Kendrick Lamar. Remember that Control verse? I'm about to Kendrick Lamar milk you. You about to be in the Milky Way in a whole nother galaxy. See, y'all not just gonna say this shit. Like y'all ain't gonna get on here and cyber bully me and just be saying shit and not supporting it. You can do that in videos where I can't talk back. But when I can see it and the people see it, then we already know what's going on. And where is Milky? Where's hardcore rapper, but he's Milky. Where's Milky at? I ain't seen Milky since. Come on, we about to milk you, you little udder. You a cow's udder. We about to milk you. Milky. I don't even feel right calling another grown man Milky. Okay, a lot in the past. My point here is that I just want you to take critics in a positive way without getting upset about these issues. Once again, I'm not upset. Have you seen how many super chats we've been doing? Have you seen the channel growth? Have you seen how great boxing has been? You know what I'm saying? My family's doing well. My parents are getting their house painted. Like, I'm not upset. Life is pretty good right now. But anyway, that doesn't answer the question. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you just said in the past, which is extremely vague. So you know so much. You know my past. You know what I've said in the past. Milky. So what did I say? That's a Wilder fanboy. And somebody put him on the timer because we're not doing this. See how it's always going around in circles? Like, it's going around in circles. Listen, me, if I said it, I meant it. If I said Wilder's a coward, right? And then somebody had the same kind of setup and they say, you know what, Ego, you in the hot seat. Why is Wilder a coward? Man, I'm already ready. I'm ready to shoot because it's something I've already thought about. But every time I put you guys in a hot seat, it's going in circles. Oh, I never said being biased is bad. I never said this, or you said a lot in the past. But you're not saying any examples. You haven't told anybody anything. You haven't told me, you haven't said one, all you do is criticize or try to put the label on me. Nigga, you don't like when anyone disagree with you. I don't care if you disagree, but you gotta have a point. You have to have an opinion, so you don't know what you're talking about. It's cool to disagree with me. I don't care, that's great. But do you notice the people who are disagreeing with me aren't explaining what they disagree, what I said that was unfactual? They're not saying that. Point blank, period. So if we ain't gonna be disagreeing just to be disagreeing. I don't care who disagrees with me. That's fine. I mean, and that's the thing. I disagree with people all the time. Some people think Rigondeaux's gonna win. Some people think that Lomachenko's gonna win. Disagreements are fine, but I want to see that person. Like, let's say I'm picking Rigo. I want to see the person that's picking Lomachenko actually have reasons why they think Lomachenko will win. Simple. So, can one of my mods take care of Milky? I think he tapped out. He Conor McGregor. So, y'all get it twisted. And it's so funny to me. Thank you, Mr. Globs. But it's so funny to me because I always get the bully label. Like, if you just come on my channel and disagree, I'm just at your throat. That's not how this game works. It's not how the hot seat works. I'm not upset if you disagree. I don't care if you have a variant of opinion. This is boxing. This is fun. You know what I'm saying? This is entertainment. But if you do disagree, then you have to be on your toes and you have to have a well thought out, educated argument. You can't just say, oh, I disagree with you, you're fucking biased. Okay, what if I said that was biased? And then they can never answer. That's the problem. But if you say, oh, you're biased, and you say, hey, you did a video today, and you said, boom, 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 oh, you got me. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all don't understand about this game. It's not just who disagrees, I disagree with people daily or often. Boxing page, can I ask you a question, Ego? Why? You don't have to ask. It's an open forum. You don't didn't get permission. But if you talk reckless, then you'll probably be out of here. But it's an open forum. Period. I'm not your dad. Can I ask you a question, Ego? You see people asking questions nonstop. Do I read comments? Yeah, but I get too many, so I can't read them all. But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm always the bad guy and the bully. Like, I'm just arbitrarily picking people out and, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just sniping them out the crowd like shit. I'm not doing that. I'm not just picking people out and, oh, I disagree with you, get off my channel, block. I'm not doing that. But if you do disagree, just be ready to argue your point. It's very simple. I got your alert from Venmo. Shout out to my dude Angel. He dropped the channel care package via Venmo. Excuse me. Boxing page. I just want to say I've supported you for a long time, paid money, but you blocked me for joking when I said I want the hot seat attention. Listen, if you play kid games, then you get kid results. So the hot seat is not a game. The hot seat is not a joke. Like I told you, I told you, I'm Frank Castle. Like I'm the Punisher of boxing. Like I come to talk boxing. I want to get back to real old-fashioned boxing talk where no matter what side you're on, you can speak intelligently about what you're saying and stuff like that. So if you got blocked, you got blocked. I've never blocked anyone off rip for no reason. You know what I'm saying? The hot seat, like you talking about, oh, I got blocked. I don't just look at people, oh, I hate your name, and you're blocked. So obviously you're playing around or something, and you got blocked as a result of it. So tough titty. Like that's not something I did. I didn't just look at your username and say, oh, boxing page blocked. I don't do that. So obviously you were doing something, and I've done enough of these live streams, so I don't remember exactly what you did or what you said. But everybody, you can go back to all the live streams, and you probably know what live stream it was. So tell us, and we'll all watch it right now, and we'll go watch the part where you got blocked, because everybody sees this. This is recorded. So tell me what live stream it is, and we can go watch your execution and see why you got blocked. You know what I'm saying? And it was probably because you were playing around or typing dumb shit, trolling or something like that. End of story. But shout out to my man, Angel Santos, always holding it down. He hit me off with the care package, Venmo, $10. He said, tell my boy Milky to hold this L. Wow. Wow. Shout out to Angel. He just put $10, so I'm gonna buy some roses for Milky's casket with this $10. Angel's the man. Yeah, but y'all act like I'm just like some menace to society. I'm just this lunatic that just goes around blocking people and don't want to grow my channel. Like I have 100,000 subscribers, and that comes from hard work and trying to gain the fans' favorite, the fans' favor. You know what I'm saying? I don't just arbitrarily look for people to block. That's not how it works. I've never done that. I've never once just seen people like, fuck you guys, blocked. I don't do that. But if you say dumb shit and then you're in the hot seat, then that's when it becomes the gladiator battle. I told you guys, the rules are simple. Very simple. And see, and you know what the funny thing is? I'm a man, you know what I mean? I'm a man of integrity. The standards I'm holding my channel audience to, I do the same thing. You have never seen me go to Ellie Setback's videos when he's doing a live stream and just be in the comments talking crazy. I don't do that. Or any channel like that. I don't even want to be, when I'm not working, I don't even really want to be on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But even still, I don't go to people's live stream just typing a bunch of shit. Oh, you're a bitch, fuck you guys. I don't do that. So I'm not really doing something, practicing something I don't, or what does it say? Practice what you preach. I'm not really doing something that I don't actually do myself. I'm not holding people to a standard. I don't go trolling people on their channels. I really don't. It's rare that I even leave comments. If you want to, wow. Excuse me. Can we call in one day? Yeah, we'll probably try to upgrade to do something like that. Like I said, this channel is run by fans. That's why it's so funny, because y'all make it like I'm just the Blockmaster 2000, but I wouldn't have the viewership and the numbers that I have if that was really the case. You know what I mean? You're mean. You're a mean man. Like, you guys sound like the the gingerbread man from Shrek. You're a monster. I wouldn't have built the channel this far in the game if I was just this crude, rude person that just blocks everybody for no reason. Like, I don't understand what you guys don't understand about that. So that's not how the game goes. It's not what the hot seat is intended for. The hot seat is intended to put a spotlight. And you guys forget, I'm in the hot seat too. What are my thoughts on Amir Khan versus Bradley Skeet? I don't particularly like talking about people with Skeet in their name, so I don't really know anything. I just know he's a tall welterweight, and he has Skeet in his last name. I try to stay away from talking about people with Skeet in their name, especially if they're dudes. So I mean, if that's who Amir Khan fights, then shout out to the Skeet or whatever. Oh, Skeet. Like, I don't know what you guys want me to say. I don't even know who Bradley Skeet is. I thought it was a porn star. I don't know. I'm not, you know what I mean? I used to live in England, but it's been a while, so I don't know about every person. I know Amir Khan, but I thought Bradley Skeet was a porn star. Like, you know what I mean? You know how they have them named like Johnny Depth, you know what I mean? Wesley Pipes and stuff. I thought Bradley Skeet was in the industry, like West Coast Productions. I didn't know. Bang Bros. Y'all ever went to Bang Bros? BangBros.com. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was on Pornhub. I didn't know it was an opponent for Amir Khan or whoever. Bradley Skeet doesn't sound right. That sounds like, literally sounds like a porn star name to me. But so I really don't know. I don't know what y'all want me to say about no Bradley Skeet. What's he known for? Who'd he beat? See, I'm old school. I'm like Roger Mayweather. Who the motherfucker beat? Okay then. Like, who he beat? I don't know him, so who'd he beat? If he's not a porn star, like if he beat a girl, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like a certain episode of a porn y'all want me to watch. Let me know that. But who'd he beat in boxing? I don't know. Who he beat? Okay then. Who the motherfucker beat? He ain't beat no motherfucker by you. Okay then. And y'all always be like bringing up oh, what if Miguel Cotto? But if you know damn well if Floyd fought a motherfucker named Bradley Skeet, the internet would break down. Y'all would be mad as fuck if Floyd fought Bradley Skeet. This is an outrage. Why? Y'all didn't even want Floyd to fight Berto, so I know Bradley Skeet. Y'all really be mad. Yeah, I heard Skeet was supposed to fight Jeff Horn. I did a video about it. But now he's fighting Gary Cockroach or Corcoran or whoever. Who are... Listen. I cover boxing. Who are these people? Like, you guys got to let me know as fans. Sending the super chats and stuff is great, but let me know who these people are. That would help. Like, I don't know all these people. Who's Gary Corcoran? Somebody tell me who Gary Corcoran is. Like, what's he known for? Like, what win or whatever. I don't remember. Michael Venom Page going to boxing. I seen something with David Haye, but I didn't watch it. But it was something like, I think Haye, ring star, Haymaker. And I seen he said something about Michael Venom Page, but I didn't really hear what he was talking about. Yeah, Khan got knocked out his last fight, got a surgery, came back. So if that's who he's fighting, that's who he's fighting. I mean, he should be working up to a Kell Brook fight. They might as well just get a couple tune-ups or whatever and then fight each other. That's the best money for them and the most reasonable fight. Oh, wow. Michael Venom Page signed to David Haye? That's dope. Michael Venom Page is the one that kicked Chris Cyborg's ex-husband and split his skull, like crushed his cranium, literally. Gary Corcoran lost to Liam Williams. See, Liam Smith stopped Liam Williams, so that's not a good sign. And I think they have a rematch coming up. shout out to Ricky Rick. I've seen you in here before. You got the juice now. Yeah, Joe Joyce, the heavyweight with David Haye. Yeah, I know about him. I don't know everything about him, but I've seen him. I know the face and name. I haven't really seen his amateur shit. Yeah, I know it was a knee that smashed it, but he still smashed his skull with a flying knee. That was brutal. Yeah, you finally caught it live, huh? Yeah, I try to go live. It's just at random times, man. That's a good fight, Amir Khan versus Terrence Crawford, but I don't think that's a good comeback fight. I think Khan got to win a couple. Because even though Crawford's moving up, I feel like Khan's kind of in a difficult spot. Long layoffs, because even before the Canelo fight, between the Chris Algieri and Canelo fight, long layoff. Now he's coming off a knockout, long layoff injury. You know what I'm saying? So he hasn't really been active in the last couple of years. Ever since and see, this is why I tell people, ever since he started chasing the Mayweather fight, it has been bad for his career, because he wasted a lot of time, in my honest opinion. Wasted some time, because he was supposed to, some of you guys don't remember, Amir Khan was supposed to fight Devin Alexander before they actually fought. He was supposed to fight him like maybe a year and a half, 2 years before they actually fought. And it was like a known thing and everything. And I think he damn near pulled out of the fight. I forgot what happened, but the fight got canceled. And I remember it because the first time, if I'm not mistaken, see, this is my memory off the top of my head, Kevin Cunningham, or whoever Alexander's trainer was saying, he had made some like kind of racist comments, said, oh, we're gonna send Amir Khan on that flying magic carpet or something, like making an Aladdin reference. He said some crazy shit like that. And then they never fought. And then Khan sat around thinking he was gonna get the Mayweather payday sweepstakes or whatever, and then Maidana got it, and then he finally fought Devin Alexander. But that's just a wait, you know what I mean? You wasted time, to me. If you sit around, and you don't get it, you wasted your time. Period. Period. If it wasn't worth it because you didn't get Mayweather or Pacquiao, and that's what you said you wanted. I like Adrian Broner versus Amir Khan. That's a good fight. Broner has some power, but it's manageable for the bigger guys. Khan has speed and can outbox Broner. Broner might have enough power to hurt Khan. Khan Spence is not good to me. I think it's a bad fight for him, especially until he, with how, like I said, how his career's been, the second half of it, or the recent last couple of years. That'd be a horrible fight for him. Spence is a southpaw. Khan does good with southpaws, but Spence is a different breed of southpaw, and Spence doesn't. That style, I think, would be all wrong for Amir Khan, because Amir Khan, he does great, but then if you start catching him and timing him, and you're a big puncher, then that's where things can change. And see, Maidana, people forget this, Maidana had Khan badly hurt, and Joe Cortez was kind of getting in the way of it. And Maidana at that time wasn't with Robert Garcia, had bad stamina, didn't have as good of a jab, and he, you know what I'm saying, he couldn't figure out how to finish Khan. But Errol Spence is a fucking dog. If he hits you hurt, most of the time he finishes his man. Most of the time. So I just think Errol Spence is too big and too much constant pressure, where even if he was getting outboxed, I don't think Khan has enough. I think Kell Brook hits harder than Khan. So Kell Brook didn't have enough to keep Errol Spence off of him. Amir Khan has less power but more speed, so I don't think speed with less power is going to be enough to deter Spence from staying off of him and trying to corner him. Askiar Hussein, $5 super chat. The champ is here. Yeah, you definitely the champ, man. Yeah, Khan and Brook, that's what they need to do. Take a couple tune-up, 1 or 2, and then fight each other. You know, I wouldn't even mind, me personally, Amir Khan versus Victor Ortiz. I wouldn't mind that fight, and then fight Kell Brook, something like that. And then Kell Brook could fight Diego Chavez. He was supposed to fight him a long time ago. And then Khan and Brook, if they're successful, fight each other. There's still some money in there. What happened to Ruslan Provodnikov? I ain't heard shit from Ruslan. He should fight Broner. I would watch that if he looks like the same Ruslan. I ain't seen Ruslan for shit, man. Yeah, I mean, Amir Khan doesn't like Eddie Hearn. Well, Floyd didn't really like Bob Arum, vice versa, and they made the Pacquiao fight, so anything's possible. In the Mayweathers and Dana White, their relationship was kind of fucked up, but they handled it for the Conor McGregor promotion. Khan versus Mikey Garcia. I don't really like that fight either. That's a dangerous fight for Khan. Mike Garcia is very technical and he hits hard. Lopez Berto 2. That's good. I think Lopez might fight John Molina though, or Victor Ortiz. That's what I was hearing. You know what? I just thought of that'd be good. Berto versus Omar Figueroa. He coming off a good win. Stopped Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero retired, but beat Berto. I would like to see that, or even Broner Omar Figueroa. I like Omar Figueroa versus Berto or Broner. Figueroa versus Crawford? Hell no. I don't want to see that. I don't think that's... Crawford's too technical. And he hits too hard for... What's the name? Figueroa gets hit too much. Askiar Hussein, $2 super chat. Is Andre ducking the Charlos at this point? No, I mean... I don't think you could say that, because he moved up to 160 where one of the Charlos just recently moved. So like, how could you say he was ducking? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, so it looks like he might even be chasing one of the Charlos or a big middleweight fight because he moved up there. Figueroa, Granados, excellent. That's a good one. They don't like each other either, because I was at Broner Granados in Cincinnati, and Figueroa Granados called him out. He said he was talking shit. So that's a good fight. Very good suggestion. But Granados is fighting Sean Porter, so we got to see what happens there. Amir Mom? That's a good question. I haven't really seen much of him either. Porter Garcia, that's a good fight. They both gotta want it. I know Porter wants it. So it's really up to Danny. Next for Broner, I don't know. He should fight, like I said, Omar Figueroa, Amir Khan. Who else is out there? Calazo. Askiar Hussein, $5 super chat. Shmoney Gang. Any update or recent interview with Erickson Lubin? I ain't seen nothing. Last thing somebody told me was he said the fight ended prematurely, which sounds like madness to me. I don't see how you could say that was a premature stoppage. Broner versus Calazo would be difficult. That's a difficult fight to me. At 47, Calazo got enough power. He's veteran enough. I thought he beat Berto and Ricky Hatton. He beat Ortiz, stopped Sammy Vasquez. If you're just joining, make sure you guys hit the like button. We're just talking about random stuff. Badu Jack Kovalev, good fight. Honestly, I'm really checking for the Shabransky fight. I don't know, because I don't know how Kovalev's gonna return. I think, I'm not gonna say he's damaged goods, but I think a piece of him has been lost in the Andre Ward fight. But that's just my opinion. And him fighting Shabransky, depending on how he looks, that's gonna tell me. So I don't know. But again, see, this is not my hopes or wishes. I give you my purest thoughts. In my opinion, we may have seen the best of Kovalev at this point. Like, I don't know if he can get back to the glory days where he was running through guys. Like, in the fashion he was doing it. He beat B-Hop's ass, like beat him every round. I don't know if we're gonna get to that. Like, and a lot of it's psychological. Who's his trainer? Who's Kovalev training with right now? Shabransky is not coming off a loss to Sullivan Barrera. You guys got to know boxing. He did lose to Sullivan Barrera, but he already had a comeback fight, and he has since sparred with Canelo to help him prepare for Golovkin. So it don't matter. Shabransky's fucking big. I seen him next to Kovalev. I didn't know he was that big. He's big. I think he's from Ukraine, and he's a puncher. And again, Kovalev, if he's not looking like the same crusher, that could be a difficult fight for him. Sullivan Barrera, his style is completely different than Kovalev's. Completely. So his success, see, and that's what boxing, we got to get away from that. Like, because guy A beats guy B doesn't mean guy C will beat guy B. That's just not how the game works. Sullivan Barrera beat him, but that doesn't mean nothing because he don't fight like Kovalev. They both got power. See, a lot of y'all get power happy. And you, oh, this guy, Kovalev, has more power, so he should. But Sullivan Barrera moves, he's a Cuban. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the Cubans know how to use their legs. Whether some use it more, some use it less, most of them know how to do it to navigate. So, like I said, I would not be shocked if Kovalev doesn't look like the superior fighter that he once was, meaning he's in tougher fights. And like I said, Shabransky, that's really Shabransky's fight to win or to lose or whatever the saying is. It's just because you already got knocked out, people are expecting it. Kovalev was the guy who was formerly the champion at the top of the division, so he has more to lose to me than Shabransky. And another thing is, you guys got to understand, and I'm not just bashing one. I don't know what Sullivan Barrera does exactly in my personal life or in his personal life, but from what I've seen in the context that I do know, it looks like he's excuse me, looks like he's pretty disciplined. Hold on one second. It looks like Barrera's pretty disciplined, because even after Ward, he couldn't. He was calling out Jean Pascal and shit. Couldn't get a fight. Hold on. He was calling out Pascal couldn't get a fight, shit like that. But he was still. I seen him on his bike, and he was still getting miles in on his bike, getting cardio in, shit like that. And from what Virgil Hunter was saying, Kovalev be drinking and shit. So after losing back-to-back twice, you don't know what the fuck he was doing, especially with no trainer. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know if he's living that clean life or if it made more, if he was already a drinker before and he lose twice after you talked hella shit the second time and everyone's on your side the first time saying, oh, you were robbed, it's okay, it's okay. And then they expected more out of you and then you got stopped, which didn't even happen in the first fight. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? So if you, all I'm saying is if you had those bad vices, losses and shit like that could bring it out more. So that's another difference where you can't compare. Kovalev, even if he has more power than Sullivan Barrera, does he live as clean as Sullivan Barrera? or is he as disciplined and like getting miles in and shit? So boxing's deeper than that, you know what I'm saying? The more Barrera wins, the better it makes Ward look. True. Barrera and Better Beef were supposed to already fight, but it fell apart for whatever reason. Yeah, man, that drinking is like, I drink, but I'm not a professional fighter, and I don't drink often like that. I drink like socially. Yeah, Sullivan Barrera, he looks like he's in shape at all times. So there's a lot resting on Kovalev's shoulders right now. And see, like I told you, I'm so honest with you guys. Part of what scares me for Kovalev is he's starting to talk like Victor Ortiz to me, meaning he's saying stuff, and I'm like, either he's crazy or he can't possibly believe what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's a good thing. When you're doing interviews and you're saying stuff and people don't know if, like, is he trolling? Does he really believe that? Or is he crazy? You know what I'm saying? That's not good. Victor Ortiz was doing that. He was like, oh, you know, I'm a tree, bro. Marcos Maidana, he's not on my level, but he made you quit. Like, what do you mean he's not on your level? He's a pussy. He's a pussy, bro. Floyd and all them guys, they're pussies. I'm just a tree. I'll smack them with my branches. Like, what is Victor Ortiz talking about? You can't call Collazo, Maidana, Floyd pussy, and they all stopped you. Oh, Cito, yeah, I got my jaw broken, but he's still a bitch. What? Like, all these guys stopped you. So, the fact that some of the shit I've heard Kovalev say recently, it doesn't sound good. Because it's like, Ward really, like, I want someone to jump in the hot seat right now. Do you really think Ward retired because of you? It had anything to do? He already conquered the mountain. Why would he be retiring because he's afraid of you? That doesn't even make sense. He was in the ring with you for 20 rounds. Why would he just now be... Listen, you gotta understand, like, simple mathematics. Why would he sign a 3-fight deal with HBO, move up from 68, when at the time he could have stayed because there's some new faces like Badu Jack, James DeGale, and Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, which he would probably be the favorite to beat at 68. So he could have stayed there, but he signed a new 3-fight deal, 2 tune-ups and Kovalev. So if you're going to be scared, wouldn't that be the point where you were scared? When you're moving up from 68 to 75 to fight the man? Why would you get 20 rounds in with somebody, stare him off at 2 face-offs, you know what I mean, and get that type of experience with him, just to be afraid of him? Kovalev killed a man for real. Yeah, I realize that. But he didn't kill Andre Ward for real. So, yeah, I can't believe you believe that. He retired because of you. That's like Conor McGregor saying Floyd's afraid to rematch me. He stopped you. What is there to be afraid of? And we know Floyd, if he already got to look at you, especially if he stopped you in the first fight, what the fuck is he got to worry about fighting you in the second? Because usually Floyd gets better in rematches, if there was a rematch. So to me, those conversations like that and comments like that sound diluted. Even if you're joking, no, that's not really funny. It sounds like you're crazy. And then, like, I've been thinking about boxing on a deep level, people. Like, a lot of stuff is just breaking down. Like, nobody likes to lose, but to lose in Kovalev's fashion, I think that's a bad knockout. I mean, that's a bad chain of events, because the first fight was at least close and a lot of people thought you won it, but the second fight you kind of started getting blown out during the stretch and started getting broken down by the guy who was the weak fighter, the pillow-fisted, the pussy. and you're supposed to be the bully. So psychologically, I don't know how the bully mentally prepares for that, right? 2, all that breakup with John David Jackson, that whole shit was ugly. From the Ward build-up to Ward Kovalev 2 to now. You know what I mean? John David Jackson's doing interviews going in on you, saying, oh yeah, he get fucked up to the body. I stopped to the body. I'm 54. That's not good. And I'm telling you, if you're in Kovalev's division, seeing what Ward did in 2 fights, getting off the canvas, and then giving Kovalev a good tough fight for the last 6 rounds or whatever, and then coming back and stopping him, plus John David Jackson saying I stopped him to the body in training, and Virgil Hunter saying he's drinking alcohol, all of that mixed into a gumbo pot, that's music to these other light heavyweights' ears. I really feel that way, because, like, I mean, okay, put it this way. Here's another person. Golovkin. Let's say this happened to Golovkin. I guarantee you that would give middleweights a lot more courage. Be like, oh, Golovkin's always drinking. Golovkin got stopped in his last fight. Golovkin and his trainer Abel Sanchez broke up. That's a lot of shit in a small period of time. So, you know what I mean? These other light heavyweights are probably chomping at the bit, because now that's kind of being exposed. That's like vulnerabilities being exposed. Especially when it's see, you got to look at the whole chain of events. Ward is not the biggest light heavyweight, because I covered Ward's last 6 fights or so. When Ward excuse me, I'm gonna give you guys a little. Hold on. I got this fucked up cough that won't go away. But I'll tell you something. Do you know? Cause you know what I mean, I'm pulling from my Bay Area brother, Andre Ward. At the face-off, I was more concerned with Sullivan Barrera than I was Kovalev. That's straight up. And I knew Kovalev could be a tough fight, but it was just really because Ward's first fight, and he's fighting a guy with the 80% plus knockout ratio. And just when I seen him, Ward looked, they're about the same height-ish, but Barrera looked diesel at the weight, and he looked every bit of 6'2.5". You know what I'm saying? But as he started fighting Kovalev, he started filling out, especially in the second Kovalev fight. He started filling out muscle-wise and stuff to the division. Yeah, man, it's just been bad, man. These fires. I was already sick, and then they had all these fires, and it's still not 100% contained. So the air quality is shitty out here. So I just been dying, and like it's been a slow ass recovery and shit. Kovalev is still a good fighter. I mean, we have to see that. We know he's a good fighter, but we have to see him be a good fighter in his next couple of fights. Now, I'm telling you, Shabran, listen. Depending on what the odds were, I might even put some money on Shabransky. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Kovalev was absolutely gonna lose to him, but I would not be surprised if there's some oh shit moments in that fight. You know what I mean? You guys got to keep in mind, like, see, I be on my boxing shit. Like, the smoke is affecting you too? Yeah, man, it's fucked up out here. I really be on my boxing shit. None of these guys, to me, are invincible like that. Kovalev got hurt by Jean Pascal in the first fight. See, I notice subtle things that some people don't notice. If you watch that fight again, Kovalev got rocked in that fight. But he had a good poker face, he's tough, and he's game bred, so he worked through it. But Pascal rocked in the first fight. Watch it again. Pascal rocked him. And in the Blake Caparello fight, and to Caparello's credit, he knocked down Andre Durrell too, but he knocked down Kovalev before getting stopped. So Kovalev's he's never been invincible. He's just he's a tough out, especially when and when you have the hardware, your confidence through the ceiling. You know what I mean? Because all the shit you were talking to Pascal back and forth, he was calling you racist, you got the better of those two fights. so your confidence grew. Then you beat a legend like Bernard Hopkins, your confidence grew. Now, as the bully, something may have been lost in the war fights. But what do I know? So I wouldn't be surprised if Shabransky is a tougher fight and it looks competitive. And I really feel that. Once a fighter tastes an L, they due for another L. Yeah, not always, but I mean, look at Roy Jones, my favorite fighter, man. Look at his career from like 1988 to like 2003, 2004. He was Mr. Untouchable, right? As soon as Tarver knocked him out in the rematch, he lost his very next fight to Glenn Johnson. Very next fight. Crazy. But no one else even came close to it until Tarver. And then after he gets knocked out again, you know what I'm saying? So, boxing is weird like that. Even guys like Matisse, they matched him up well, given the situation. But we don't know if Matisse is the same since the Postal loss. Because, see, this is the thing. Man, I just be on my boxing. Like Matisse, right? He took a long-ass layoff. And he's only fought against Emmanuel Taylor, who Broner beat years ago. And it was not even really a welterweight. And he looked good in the fight, but fight Keith Thurman, fight Danny Garcia in a rematch, and then that'll show us something. Because even Amir Khan, and here's a quiz for you. Amir Khan got knocked out by Danny Garcia. After that, he didn't really fight any major punchers. Up until Canelo, and he got knocked out in that Canelo fight. Like, he didn't rematch Maidana or Danny Garcia. He fought Carlos Molina, moved him up from 35 to 140. Who else did he fight? I think Joel Diaz. He got knocked down in that fight. He fought Luis Collazo and Devin Alexander and Chris Algieri. But he didn't fight no guy that was like really like a Keith Thurman, an Errol Spence, a Kell Brook at the time, Danny Garcia rematch, or anything to really prove if he's with Virgil Hunter, how much he, you know what I'm saying, how much he had really and truly gained. And then when he fought Canelo, that was a big puncher. And then he did great for the first four rounds, I would say. And then he got knocked out by the 6th. I never said Alexander was a puncher. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is coming off, listen, even Lomachenko, until you beat the style that beat you, we don't really know. Because Lomachenko's looked great. He's looked great since the Salido loss, but he never rematched Salido. So I don't know what his improvements exactly are, because name somebody as seasoned as Salido with Salido style that Lomachenko has faced since Salido. Right now, name that. Name somebody he's fought that you would put in the Salido category. Veteran with that crazy pressure and that Maidana kind of I don't give a fuck attitude. No one. Who did he fight? I don't think Khan schooled Maidana. Floyd schooled Canelo. The Khan Maidana was the fight of the year. How do you school someone if it's a fight of the year? That doesn't even make sense. It's not getting schooled if it's a competitive, even fight like that. Even if you win, you didn't school them. Well, at least my definition of schooling. When I think of school, I think someone took someone to school. War Kovalev 2, Mayweather, Canelo. Not like I won the fight, but it was a fight of the year. That's not really schooling somebody. That's beating them. Broner even schooled Antonio DeMarco. But yeah, so we'll have to see. But like I said, for me, I feel like I'm a realistic critic, and to see the improvements, I got to see you in. Like even Broner. Broner lost to Maidana, but then who did he fight before Sean Porter that fought similar to Maidana? He didn't really fight no one. He fought like Carlos Molina, Emmanuel Taylor, and he beat those guys. But then when he fought Sean Porter, who has a style kind of similar, he lost to him too. You know what I'm saying? So for me, to show improvement, you got to beat that, either the person or at least the style, someone who's the equivalent style of what beat you. You know what I'm saying? In the division. That's how I see it. Gervonta is the next AB wasted talent. That's what I'm like, nah, you can't say that. What has he done? Because he lost his belt. He's 22. He only got the belt this year. That's too much to say he's wasted talent. You know what I mean? Even Erickson Lubin, he can bounce back if he takes it the right way. If they start matching him tough, then he can't bounce back. You know what I'm saying? If they put him in the next fight with Julian J. Rock Williams and he loses, or Hurd or something, they use him as a stepping, and then he's not. But if he comes back the right way, he might be able to come back. Yeah, you can't say Tank is wasted talent. He's 22, and he's not lost in the ring. How is that wasted talent? Fuck the lawsuits and losing the title. He's a kid, you know what I'm saying? Kids make mistakes. I'm sure you made mistakes when you were younger. Point blank, period. Tank and Tevin Farmer were talking shit. I was gonna do a video on it. I don't know who he's talking to, but Tevin Farmer said, "I'll fight you." And Gervonta said, "And then you'll get your ass beat." I like Tank. I like his attitude. Tevin Farmer's my dude too, though. I just thought this tweet was funny. He said, "I'll fight you, and then you get your ass beat." Wow. That's a good fight, Tank and Tevin. But Tevin Farmer's about to fight for a title, and now he might be trying to power play Davis because that's how he feel he was treated in the first fight. So get a little vengeance. Davis from the hood. Davis won't wreck with it. Whoever he's talking, him and Hank Lundy, and it's just the demeanor. He's not from a quiet area. If I'm not mistaken, I think Baltimore might have been one of the first cities that I seen where they started putting the cameras on the night light, or what are them lights called? Like just lights in the hood, just lights. What are those lights called? What the fuck is the light post? I don't know what the street light cams. Yeah, whatever. I think B-More was one of the first places I seen that started doing that because motherfuckers was getting stabbed and shot in parking lots and plazas and stuff. So they started putting cameras up. That's how you know it's rough. Ghetto cams, man. They need that surveillance to see what the fuck is going on. It was, see, and Chicago was second, yeah. 2 murder capitals. So, man. There's some rough areas, man. Out here is probably like San Francisco got hoods, like Hunters Point. Definitely got areas you don't want to really be in if you don't know people. Oakland, clearly. East Oakland, Richmond. Up towards Sacramento, there's a lot of gangs. Modesto, Stockton, a lot of gangs. You know what I'm saying? So every area got them, or every state and shit. But SoCal, they got East LA. What's the shit called in SoCal? The Garden, where Abner Matas is from. That place is rough. What's the shit called? Grand Garden? Where's Abnormatis from? Oh yeah, everyone knows Compton. Hawaiian Garden, that's what. Yeah, that area, Hawaiian Garden. I had a brain freeze. Hawaiian Gardens, they'll get you slipping. CPT, Compton, they'll catch you slipping. Just LA in general will catch you slipping. So yeah, there's areas. Saw an article where he may be facing 25 years to life on some bullshit. Yeah, but I mean, I'm pulling for my dude. That's maximum. And see, Tank got a little bit of money right now because I see his jewelry and shit. So Floyd ain't gonna let him go out like that. I think they're gonna get him some good representation. They ain't gonna give you no like public defender type shit. He's gonna get a good attorney. Maybe have to do community service, apologize, or whatever. I don't know. But that's the max. That's like if everything goes horrible in court, then you facing 25. But the fact that like I don't know, because I don't know Tank's background like that, but he has over 200 amateurs. He's boxed all of his life. So I want to say his jacket is probably relatively clean, just being away from. He might have been, you know what I mean, fidgeting with some street shit, but he was always into boxing at a young age because I've seen the pictures, winning tournaments and stuff. So usually, if you know anything about courts and judges and stuff, the people that get it the most, the people with the tattooed teardrops, and you look at their rap sheet and it's like non-stop bullshit and violent felonies and shit like that since childhood. So I think Tank Davis most likely boxing has kept him safe. So if the judge sees he's a famous boxer, he signed with Floyd Mayweather. I mean, you never know, because sometimes they try to make people into examples and all that. But like I said, I'm sure he'll get Ellerby, or one of them motherfuckers will get some good representation for him and try to get out of it. So no matter what, I don't see him doing 25 off whatever the fuck it is. Daniel Jacobs, Luis Cuba Arias, that's a good fight. I would favor Jacobs just because he proved a lot to me in the Triple G fight, and Abel Sanchez even said it. He says that he's a number 2 middleweight behind Golovkin, and I think he beat Golovkin. So I'm rocking with him. I think he's definitely one of the top players. Luis Cuba Arias is dangerous for sure, but he hasn't fought anyone, to me, as a pro. Yeah, I know he has an amateur pedigree. I don't think he's fought anyone with as many tactics as Danny Jacobs. I just can't think of any. Like, I mean, who's Cuba? So it's almost like Erickson Lubin, but I think Cuba Arias, I think he's pretty tough. Probably has a good chin and stuff like that. So I'm not saying he's gonna get knocked out in round 1, but I think this might be a situation where experience can propel Danny Jacobs through. But you never know, because Cuba Arias, he's been on the scene for a minute, amateur pedigree, was signed with Floyd and things like that. So he's been trying to get a title shot. This is the step right before kind of a title shot. If Danny Jacobs puts Cuba to sleep, that's impressive, because I was at Cuba, I think his last fight, versus the other dude he fought was a puncher. I'm trying to pull it up because I don't remember, but I remember it was on the Ward Kovalev 2 card. Rigondeaux versus what's his name? Rigondeaux, Moises Flores. It was like on that same card, and he won by stoppage. And I think that guy it wasn't a big name, but he had some decent power. He was supposed to. Arif Magomedov. He stopped him in the 5th round. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the guy wasn't a big puncher. I'm looking. It says he had a 55% knockout ratio. Yeah, I don't know. I just think experience is huge in boxing. And he has the amateur experience, so he's going to have to pull from that more so than anything. But as a pro, Scott Sigmund, like none of these names, to me, Deshaun Johnson, the one that just fought Peter Quillen, he's in Conor McGregor's sparring camp, but I mean, he has a record of 15-14-3. He hasn't really fought the top names. So Daniel Jacobs is a huge step up. So you never know. That's the thing about boxing is great, is because like that's why I was checking for the Lubin fight. I picked Charlo. I told you why I was picking Charlo, and most of it had to do with experience. They in the zone right now, and he just had the better experience. But it's boxing, so you never know when somebody steps up and actually steps up. You know what I mean? Because like it's bound to happen in one of these fights. Somebody steps up, even though they haven't fought no one the caliber of that, and then they have to pass. So that's how it goes. And the thing that I always look at in boxing is, no matter how elite a person is, they have to have at least one fight where they stepped up, where they weren't known elite. Floyd Mayweather, Rigondeaux was fighting Roberto Martinez and Rico Ramos and shit like that. Donaire was his step up where he could really show what he had, and he stepped up and he passed with flying colors. Like, cause fuck all the amateur shit. I mean, that's great for him, personal achievements, but he hadn't proven that as a pro, beating Roberto Martinez. Even though I think Martinez beat maybe Gary Russell and Broner and shit in the amateurs, beating him is not the same as beating Donaire. So you never know. Can Regis Prograis become a champion? Absolutely. He has power. It looks like he has a mean streak. He's supposed to fight Victor Postal, I think maybe even for a vacant belt. So, I mean, Postal, he's another person that kind of, we don't know. He's disappeared after Crawford beat that ass. He's not really been on the scene like that. So, it's anybody's fight. Andre, is he a middleweight now? That's kind of a loaded question. His next fight is at middleweight, but at the end of the day, we don't know what he's going to choose to do, because I'm sure it depends on how he feels in the fight. You know what I mean? I don't know if he absolutely can't make 54 or if he's moving to 60 for better opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure his fight with Alan Ted Schwartz determines if he's a middleweight. If he's getting dropped like several times or something, then he might consider going back down. But if he feels good at the weight, his speed feels there, his power feels there, and or more so, because sometimes guys move up and they look better. How big or small is Bud for a welterweight? Frame-wise, he's good. He's not going to be as he has like a lanky, wiry frame, but he has the height to do it. He has the height to move up, you know what I'm saying? And to add pounds. And you got to look at boxing. Some of the best punchers, it doesn't have anything like Golovkin. Even Golovkin can crack, but his body most of the time doesn't look like Tim Bradley or something. Willie Monroe probably looked more diesel than Golovkin, but Willie Monroe don't really have that much power, and Golovkin does. So, you know, it's not a bodybuilding contest. Crawford, his biggest attributes is his mind and his skills. He's very skilled, so no matter what size he is, that skill is going to take him far. His ability to process things. Size-wise, he's taller than Floyd, and Floyd's not even the biggest guy. Floyd's lean, but he's not like hella big. Yeah, for some people just joining the stream, I did talk about the whole Deontay Wilder, AJ versus Dillian Whyte. Again, me personally, I don't see why Eddie Hearn is dangling Dillian Whyte as if Wilder has to go through Dillian Whyte to get to Joshua. Like, that doesn't make sense. If they fight, then cool. You're not gonna hear me double talk or anything. I don't mind the fight, but I don't think Wilder should have to go through Dillian Whyte. Like, that proves he's ready for Joshua. Especially when he's saying it and he's a champion. He's saying he's ready for Joshua. So, to me, the Dillian Whyte fight can be bypassed. My bigger question is, why is Herm making Dillian Whyte this talking point as if that's the only thing to prove his worth before? Like, see, do y'all really want me to, can we get to 200 likes? Y'all really want me to go in? Because I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to explain it. Can we get to 200 likes? If you're new to the stream, hit the like button. I've been going on over an hour. I've been going in for a minute. We got some super chats. We got some hot seats out the way. And now we're just talking. I'm going to explain to you guys the business aspect. And right or wrong, I can always explain how and why I feel the way I feel. Right? That's what I can do. And this is one of the central issues I have with Eddie Hearn constantly throwing out Dillian Whyte as if it's mandatory that Wilder, who he could have had 2 significant fights, and through no fault of his own, they all fell apart. You cannot blame that on him. The Povetkin and the fight with Luis Ortiz and the Andre Wawowski, but Wawowski got stopped by Povetkin, and he wasn't a major player. That was just a fight, and he ended up fighting Gerald Washington, which probably a more recognizable name than the Polish dude. But Povetkin and Ortiz would have been great fights to show his worth, and if he beat them, then it would really show. If they failed their drug test, that's on them. That's one issue. You cannot blame Wilder for other people not. And I don't care if it's heart medicine, I don't care if it's Viagra. If you have access to everything that's banned, you, like, put it this way. Another thing is this. There's this whole thing called asking questions. So listen, if I'm the fighter and I know, man, I've worked my whole life to clear my name from the first time I tested positive, and my whole life to get a title shot, and I'm taking Flintstone vitamins, right? You can ask questions. VADA's not like, oh, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? You can ask questions. If you say, hey, I'm on these Flintstone vitamins, I don't know if they're approved, here's the bottle, you guys let me know, I have this major fight coming up. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm sure VADA would be happy, and in fact, they would be thrilled to assist you in that. They would be thrilled to assist you in that, as opposed to wasting their resources when it could have been exposed that you were on this medicine and there was something that was to be flagged that is going to show up. 2 ingredients that are going to be flagged. They would be happy because now they got to worry about B samples and contacting the WBC on time, blah, blah, blah. So if you just said, here's the bottle, I'm on this, I have hypertension, then it would have been an issue. So again, you cannot blame Deontay Wilder for other people not doing that, because Wilder's not the one going through it with the VADA. I ain't seen one report about VADA got Wilder's test and he was taking Flintstone vitamins or whatever the fuck he was taking and he wasn't supposed to be, or he took an over-the-counter supplement and he wasn't supposed to. So from what we know, Wilder is passing his test and he's as clean as can be because he's at least not failing, right? So you can't, anything else you can't blame. That's one issue. So all the people that, oh, he only fought bums. He was supposed to fight 2 really good fights and they fucked it up somehow, some way. Meldonium and then this and then the WBC is the one that ruled. Wilder also declared that he would still fight Luis Ortiz, but the WBC said, oh, there's health reasons, we don't want that. Now the WBA is talking about removing Luis Ortiz. Bottom line, you can't blame Wilder for that. So that's one issue. The other issue I have with Eddie Hearn, let's try to get to 200 likes, people. We're getting very close. The other problem I have with this whole, the Dillian Whyte thing is Dillian Whyte is a good fighter, but he got stopped by Anthony Joshua, who is the guy that Wilder wants to fight and is a fellow champion and has been a champion longer than Wilder. That's one issue. Second of all, I thought Dillian Whyte lost to Derek Chisora. It was a fun fight, fun build-up. They were throwing chairs, spitting on each other, whatever they were doing. It was fun, but I had Derek Chisora winning. And Derek Chisora is a person who lost to most of the big names. The Klitschko, I think he slapped the Klitschko, and then Klitschko stopped him or whatever. And then David Hayes stopped him, etc., right? Tyson Fury stopped him, I think. Pretty sure. I think Tyson Fury fought him and then rematched him and stopped him, blah, blah, blah. So I thought Dillian Whyte lost to Derek Chisora. So since Joshua knockout lost to Dillian Whyte, the next best name on Dillian Whyte's resume since that time, to me, is Derek Chisora. And that's not even a fight I thought he won. Thought it was close, but I thought Derek Chisora edged it. It was on December 10th, 2016. The reason I know, because I was in Omaha covering Crawford's fight, and they also had that J-Rock Williams versus Jamal Charlo, right? So that's another issue that I have. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Dillian Whyte, like, while you're sitting up, listen, while Eddie Hearn's sitting up saying that the champion Wilder, who has like 38 fights, 37 knockouts, and been a champion longer than Joshua, while he's saying that he needs to work up to get a Joshua shot, which is a unification, what does Dillian Whyte really and truly have done since the Joshua loss to warrant his title shot against Deontay Wilder? Do you know what I'm saying? And the best thing you can come up with is maybe the Derek Chisora fight, which is, again, Derek Chisora, he's solid, but he's not a guy that is just the world. You know what I mean? He lost a lot of his important fights. So it works both ways. If Wilder has to earn his shot with Anthony Joshua, then what has Dillian Whyte done to earn his shot at Wilder since he got stopped? He fought, who did he fight? Malcolm Tan, his last fight. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that doesn't make sense what Eddie Hearn is saying. Because me personally, in a perfect world, I think Dillian Whyte's on the cusp of a title shot. I'll give him that. I think if he fought Tony Bellew, David Haye winner, or Gerald Big Baby Miller, and he beats one of them guys, maybe in like fights like that, then I think he's probably earned another title shot. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think Dillian Whyte's quite there. Again, his best win since the Joshua loss is probably Derek Chisora. If you guys disagree, let me know who the person Dillian Whyte beat since the Joshua loss. And I guess you could say it's Derek Chisora, who's really lost most of his important fights. Tyson Fury, Klitschko, David Haye. And I thought Derek Chisora beat him. So why doesn't Dillian Whyte have to do some more to earn the Deontay Wilder fight? So to me, it seems like a method of stalling. You know what I mean? You're hoping that it's because Dillian Whyte's a good fighter and he's tough, you're hoping that maybe he can prevent Wilder from advancing to Joshua or something, or get banged up in the process. That's the second issue. And then finally, the last issue I have is, since Joshua has been a champion, and I didn't see, this is the thing, people get mad, oh, you hate Joshua, you hate her. I'm telling you how I feel, how I honestly feel, and I'm supporting why I feel that. I fuck with Joshua. I think he's a good fighter. I want to meet him at some point. But the other thing I don't agree with what Eddie Hearn is doing is this, is since Joshua has become a champion, the biggest name he fought was Klitschko, which is obviously the cream of the crop. But he's fought guys lesser than Deontay Wilder outside of the Klitschko fight, right? He was going to fight Kubrat Pulev. Now he's fighting Carlos Takam, who got stopped by Povetkin. See, I know my shit. Carlos Takam, who's 6'1.5" and got stopped by Povetkin, right? You can say he's tough and all that, and he's number 3 and all that bullshit. Cool. But he got stopped by Povetkin, a guy who was taking something instead of fighting Wilder, right? Eric Molina, a guy that Deontay Wilder got hurt by, but they end up stopping, right? He fought him when what's the name was the title? Dominic Brazil, who Wilder beat up in the parking lot or the hotel. Joshua fought him as a champion, right? So why didn't Dominic Brazil have to fight Dillian Whyte in order to win the shot? You know what I mean? Why didn't Takam? You know what I'm saying? So to me, aside from Klitschko, Joshua has fought. Takam is the mandatory. I'm not blaming him for fighting his mandatory. But again, if you guys really understand boxing, I'm not blaming him for fighting Takam. If you understand boxing, a unification will supersede a mandatory. Golovkin probably has mandatories, right? But if he was unifying with somebody like Billy Joe Saunders, I'm sure his mandatories can wait while he unifies. Period. So again, you guys are getting hyped off mandatories. And fuck it, take Takam out. Was Dominic Brazil his mandatory? Was Eric Molina, after getting knocked out by Deontay Wilder maybe a year or two before, was that Joshua's mandatory? No, and those fights were still made to advance the career of Joshua, get him some more fights, get him some more exposure and stuff. So any way you slice it, you can't make it like Wilder's this terrible option and he has to go through so many hurdles, or like burning hoops of flames and stuff to get Joshua, because Wilder's so undeserving. But Eric Molina just deserved it after getting stopped by Wilder, right? Make that make sense, somebody. So Molina gets stopped by Chris Arreola and Deontay Wilder, then later fights against Anthony Joshua and gets stopped easier or in 1 round versus him. What did he do to get the fight? But Wilder has to fight Dillian Whyte, and he has to fight all these other people, Tony Bellew, Haywen. That, you see, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's just kind of like Golovkin with the whole stuff when people were saying, oh, why should he fight Erislandy Lara? But you fought Willie Monroe. That's a similar style fight. He wasn't a mandatory, and Lara is more known than Willie Monroe with better, more impressive wins and a better, more impressive resume. So the moment if Golovkin was just fighting nonstop the fights you wanted to see, then maybe the Lara fight, you can understand why it was back burner. If he was just fighting Canelo, and then Canelo 2, and then David Lemieux, and then Danny Jacobs, and then Peter Quill, you know what I'm saying, and he was fighting that, then okay, you could be like, oh, that makes sense. But the moment you fight Willie Monroe and Adama, then you can't really take what's the name out of the equation, Lara, and say, oh, he don't deserve a fight, but Willie Monroe and Adama did. It's a similar concept. So, and see, this is the thing. Some of y'all, so you don't twist my words. Joshua was on course to possibly fight Klitschko. So he needed the fights with Dominic Breazeale and Eric Molina. So from a promotional standpoint, I understand why Eddie Hearn put him in there with that, to ready him for a bigger moment like Klitschko, which he had to be ready for. Because if you would have put Joshua already went to the brink with Klitschko when they did fight. So imagine if he beat Charles Martin and immediately fought Klitschko. Klitschko might have beat him right there just because he didn't even have the full confidence that he had by having title defenses. So I understand there's a journey there to ready your fighter for the better fights. But now he's there. You beat Klitschko, it's on and popping. You know what I'm saying? And then the moment, like I said, if you fought anyone in your last 5 fights that's lesser than Wilder, then you have no reason to discount Wilder and say Wilder doesn't deserve it. Because in your last 5 fights, you have fought people that are less than Wilder. Point blank, period. If Joshua was only fighting people who were better than Wilder and had proven that, then there's nothing. You'd be like, okay, Wilder got to wait in line because he's fighting Klitschko, and then he's fighting Vitali, and then he's fighting, you know what I mean, Lennox Lewis and all these other guys that rank higher. But that's not the case. You fought people who Wilder has beaten. You have fought people who would lose to Wilder, right? So with that being said, you can't make excuses for why Wilder, a champion, just absolutely doesn't deserve it and has to prove more to you. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like I said, the only way you make it make sense is if Joshua, in his last 5 fights, hadn't fought anyone who was worse than Wilder. Or was fighting guys who were just, another option would be, like let's say Floyd Mayweather. We all know he fought Conor McGregor. Nobody in boxing would have made him that much money. I don't even think a Pacquiao rematch would have made as much money as Conor McGregor fight made. But Joshua's clearly not fighting people who are going to pay him substantially more. Like Klitschko, okay, cool. Maybe even Tyson Fury if he was fit. You can maybe argue that because that would be a big domestic fight. But it's not like he's fighting, like there's a shit ton of fights that are bigger than the Wilder fight. You guys get what I'm saying? There's not. Right now, Wilder is the biggest fight for Joshua. Klitschko's gone. Vitali said, oh, I should come back, and all, but he's a politician, so he probably won't come back. And I don't know how big that would even be anyway, because he's been inactive too long. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury's fat as fuck. That would be a big fight. David Haye lost to a cruiserweight, right? So that's not going to be a bigger money fight. You know what I mean? Do you guys honestly think Haye Bellew 2 winner will be bigger than Wilder when David Haye just got stopped basically by Bellew? Honestly, the Wilder fight is the biggest fight. Even the up-and-comers, the Tony Yokas, the Joy Joyce, and Daniel Dubois, they haven't done enough as pros, even though they have the great backgrounds and stuff. They haven't done enough as pros to become a bigger commodity. I'm not saying they can't even beat him. Maybe they can. I don't know enough about him. to know if they can beat Joshua. That's not the argument, but I'm saying they haven't built their brand up enough to the point where it's a bigger fight than the Wilder fight. Same thing with Joseph Parker. Parker hasn't looked exceptional in his last 3 fights, so that's not a bigger fight. So once again, you guys can bend it any way you want, but to me, it sounds like they don't want the Wilder fight. They don't want Wilder to get the shot, period. That's what it really feels like, because you can't make all these hurdles and speed bumps. You know, speed bumps are there to slow you down. Like, in case there's kids and people taking groceries out of their trunk, that's why you go in an apartment complex and they have speed bumps. So you can't be going too fast, accidentally hit somebody you don't see at night or something. That's what this seems like. Fight Dillian Whyte. That's a speed bump. I'm not saying Dillian Whyte couldn't give Wilder a tough fight, but to me it's unnecessary when they're 2 champions. Same thing with Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. Errol Spence is fighting Lamont Peterson. Keith Thurman should get him a cool little tune-up or a tough fight or whatever fight he wants of his choice. Jesse Vargas or whoever, Broner, whoever he wants. And then be looking at unifying, period. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be, oh, wait till 2020. And I don't understand that. I don't agree with that. Like I said, unless you can tell me Joshua fights right now that would be bigger than the Wilder fight. What fight is bigger than the Wilder fight for Joshua? What fight do you want to see right now? Because there's other future, like Daniel Dubois. I want to eventually see, I heard he dropped Joshua in sparring. I want to eventually see that, but he hasn't beat anyone of note to the point where we could be like, oh, that supersedes anything. Right now, Wilder and Joshua are the powerhouses with the biggest brands and the most momentum. Tyson Fury could be in this conversation, but he did coke, and then he hasn't fought since November 2015. So therefore, he's not really in the conversation of the biggest fights. Period. That's honestly what I see. And realistically, I was just thinking about this. I expect Joshua to beat Carlos Takam. Who's he gonna fight next after that? Hey, Bellew winner? Like, there's not even that many names. Cannon Briggs? Like, who's he gonna fight if it's not Wilder? You'll have satisfy your mandatory. Luis Ortiz is most likely being taken from the rankings, so you don't have a mandatory on the WBA side unless they elevate who was underneath Ortiz. So it's like, who? To me, I don't even know what fight. Like, I don't even understand the game plan. I feel like Wilder has to fight. You know what I mean? Maybe you can fight Joseph Parker, maybe. But it's like all roads lead to Wilder. He keeps saying, anybody who wants the real recognition, they got to go through me. And I agree with Wilder. See, like I said, fans talk with fear. That's what it boils down to. Fans talk with fear, point blank period. Because as a boxing fan, why would you be mad at people trying to unify? Why would you create more speed bumps than are necessary? Right? And the other thing that's frustrating with this whole Joshua Wilder situation is, like it or not, the way things have worked out, I feel like they're on a collision course. Luis Ortiz kind of possibly messed up 2 title shots with either Joshua or Wilder. So Wilder's now taking care of his mandatory. Joshua was supposed to fight Pulev, and then he is hurt. So now he's fighting the next person per the IBF rules, Carlos Takam, and that's his mandatory. So 2018, you guys should be on a collision course to fight each other. Mandatory's taken care of, and there's no one in the division making as much noise as you two. But fans want to make excuses why it should never happen, and Wilder's ducking Dillian Whyte. You know what I just thought about? Can we get to 200 likes so I can tell y'all? I just thought of a dope point right now. See, and this is how easy it is with new media. If you're honest with each other and honest with yourself, it actually is easy. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the stream, hit the like button. I just thought of a dope point. I just thought of a good point. I think it's a good point. We need one more like And I'm going to tell you, okay, we there. Somebody answer this to me. Eddie Hearn keeps throwing out Dillian Whyte, who lost by stoppage to Anthony Joshua. So why would, if for all the people who are saying that Deontay Wilder is ducking Dillian Whyte has lost to Anthony Joshua. So why would you be calling out the guy who's arguably better from what we've seen as pros? I'm not talking about in the amateurs, because I know Dillian Whyte had an amateur win over Joshua, blah, blah, blah. But Joshua stopped Dillian Whyte as pros, and Wilder's calling out that guy. He's calling out Joshua, who stopped Dillian Whyte. So why would you duck a guy who got stopped by the guy you are actually calling out? Somebody explain that to me. So in essence, you're saying he's ducking Dillian Whyte. He's ducking Dillian Whyte, but he's calling out the guy that stopped Dillian Whyte. Like, explain that to me. So if he's, why would he duck a guy who got stopped and fight the guy who stopped him? Somebody explain that to me. I see, and it's all crickets. See, when I bring up these points, it's all crickets. That's like saying, like, we'll use middleweight. Triple G stopped David Lemieux. Fact. So if Canelo said, I want to fight Triple G, and then people were like, let's say whoever, let's say Canelo wasn't with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy was throwing out David Lemieux, and Canelo was like, I don't want David Lemieux, I want Triple G. That's like you being mad because Canelo wants Triple G instead of the guy he stopped. And that's like you saying Canelo's ducking David Lemieux, but he wants to fight the guy that stopped David Lemieux, which is Gennady Golovkin. That would be the comparable, just because I like to put it in different perspective for you guys, because sometimes when you're just thinking about the certain names, it might not make sense. But if I put it in another division with different faces, you guys will understand what I'm talking about. So again, here's the chronological order. Triple G stopped Danny Jacob, or excuse me, Triple G stopped David Lemieux. So if Canelo wasn't with Golden Boy and he was like, I want to fight Triple G, and then Golden Boy was like, no, fight David Lemieux, and then the fans said Canelo's ducking David Lemieux, but he's calling out the guy that stopped David Lemieux, which is Golovkin. So isn't that person more formidable because that person's, one, still a champion, and two, stopped the guy that you're trying to throw at me? That would be the equivalent situation. So he's ducking a guy who has no belt, who got stopped by the guy you're calling out with the belt. Explain that to me in the comment section, and I'm waiting. Timer starts now. You guys let me know that. So again, if Canelo wasn't signed to Golden Boy, and Golden Boy Oscar was like, fight David Lemieux with no belt, and he got stopped by the guy with the belt that you are calling out actively, then how does that make sense? And you can use the Triple G Canelo Lemieux example to make it make sense, or you can make it sense with Joshua Wilder and Dillian Whyte. Shout out to King Chief, $2 super chat. Shmoney gang, pray to the Shmoney gods. So somebody make that make sense. How can you say Canelo is ducking Triple? No, you're saying Canelo's ducking David Lemieux, but he wants Triple G, who stopped David Lemieux. Make it make sense for me, and I'll be waiting. You can use either example, and I got a hot seat, nice and hot and ready, like Little Caesars Pizza. Make that make sense. If you the man, bro, you got me back in the boxing. Thank you. I just try to make some sense out of this stuff, but again, sometimes you have to paint the pictures with different faces to prove your point. And I think that's a very similar example with David Lemieux, Canelo, and Triple G. Nobody would give Canelo issue and say he's ducking David Lemieux, who's a good fighter, just like Dillian Whyte's a good fighter. But the fact is that good fighter got stopped by the champion, who's still a champion, in Gennady Golovkin. And you know what I'm saying? No one would fault Canelo for wanting to fight Golovkin. Nobody would do that because one, Golovkin's still a champion, still undefeated, just like Anthony Joshua, a knockout guy, and he stopped the guy you're sending for me. He stopped the guy you're throwing at me to get in the way. So make it make sense. So to be worthy, Canelo would have to fight the guy that you already beat that has losses, and especially if Canelo was a champion, a fellow champion with Golovkin, hypothetically. Let's say he still had that WBC belt. Make it make sense. No one's making it make sense. I'm waiting. So, yes, this is perfect. If Canelo still had his WBC belt, Lemieux lost to Golovkin like that happened in real life. Golovkin remained undefeated and has the other belts, IBF, whatever, WBA, and all that. You would say that Canelo is ducking Lemieux to fight the champion, a fellow champion, Golovkin. See, it's funny to me, just like the hot seat earlier. I'm all types of names and I'm biased and all this. Shout out to my Niners, we suck right now, but stick by your team. But I'm all types of names and bias and things like that. Joshua's only 19 fights. I don't care about that. Him being 19 fights, he has more belts than anyone at heavyweight. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he has 19. He's a champion with 2 belts. So, you know what I mean? That's the way the cookie crumbles. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure Keith Thurman has more fights than Errol Spence, but Errol Spence is the one gunning for Keith Thurman. But if I look it up right now, and this is just a guess, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I think Keith Thurman has more fights than Errol Spence. So, you know what I mean? That's an example of a guy with less fights, but he's still calling out Keith Thurman. And Keith Thurman, okay, new me. Errol has 22 fights, and I guarantee you Keith Thurman has more than that. Let's go through Bundu because they both fought him. Keith Thurman has 28. So you can't use Joshua only has 19 fights. They're both champions. It don't matter how many fights you have because Errol has less than Keith Thurman, but he's still calling for that work. So to me, it sounds like Eddie Hearn knows the threat is real with Deontay Wilder, and this is not a 41-year-old Klitschko. So as a result, they're prolonging it because there is some chance that Wilder could derail Joshua. There's a chance. There's a chance Joshua could beat Wilder too, which is why I want to see it. Because I don't know. I can have an opinion, but when you got that much power that they both possess, you don't know what the fuck is going to happen. That's why I want to see it. But I don't have a horse in the race. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? If Joshua wins, I'll be like, wow, Joshua's a beast. If Wilder wins, wow, Wilder's a beast. That's me. But as a promoter, that's an asset. That's your investment. You know what I'm saying? You putting 70,000 asses in the seats. If Wilder knocks you out, you're no longer a champion, and that could change that, at least until you bounce back. So I think they realize that there is a threat there. And it's unfortunate. Boxing fans are unforgiving, so it's definitely like Kell Brook. People are telling he only has 2 losses. People telling him to retire. People telling Broner to retire with like 3 losses. James Kirkland has 2 losses. You know what? That's so crazy to me. James Kirkland has 2 fucking losses, but it feels like he has 12. And people are saying to retire. That's crazy. That's crazy if you really think about it. Broner has more losses than James Kirkland. But through inactivity and the type of fights that James Kirkland has, it always feels like more because even when he wins, like Glenn Tapia and Angulo, it's such a war. You know what I'm saying? So it just seems like he has more losses. That's a crazy fact, though. Kirkland has 2 fucking losses, and it feels like so much more. James Kirkland. But, you know what I mean? That's the only way I can make it. Like I said, if you put it in any other division, and I think I have a great example that to this day, nobody has, or in the comment section, it has no one has any intelligent rebuttal how I'm wrong, you would not call Canelo ducking David Lemieux, which is a good fight. David Lemieux is a good fight with anyone. He's entertaining versus anyone. But if he was going after the big dog, and he had the WBC belt, and Golovkin had all them other belts that he has, and he was going after the big dog, Golovkin, nobody would say, Canelo, you're a bitch, you're ducking David Lemieux, when we all know Golovkin beat Lemieux and took his belt, right? And Golovkin still undefeated and is a good fighter and a power puncher himself. Nobody would call Canelo name. But since it's Wilder, you know what I'm saying? Since it's Wilder and you may not like him, or maybe because he's black, whatever the situation is, it depends on the individual, they try to put all these roadblocks up and additional speed bumps and say he's ducking the guy that beat the guy. Like, he's ducking Dillian Whyte, but calling out for the fight with the guy who hasn't lost, and hasn't lost to Dillian Whyte as a pro. And amateurs is amateurs. I'm talking about as a pro. You guys got to make that make sense to me, and right now it doesn't. So, and then on top of that, I heard Eddie Hearn was saying, like, Parker or Wilder don't deserve 50-50 split. So it sounds like a Mayweather fucking Pacquiao all over again. And it sucks that all these classic fights, Canelo, Triple G, is always some form of politic that has to happen. You know what I mean? Where, like, so by you putting an interview out where you say, oh, just so you know, Joseph Parker, a champion, and Deontay Wilder, a champion who's been a champion longer than Parker, none of them deserve 50-50. That's already creating a rift, because what if Wilder wanted 50-50? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like another excuse to me. That's what it seems like as a fan. It seems like another excuse for the fight not happen, or another, as I call them, speed bump. Another speed bump to prevent the fight. Because now, on top of Joshua doing that interview and saying possibly 2020, now the purse split is questionable. Like, you know what I mean? Because Wilder, I mean, he's from Alabama, tough South boy. I don't think he's out here trying to get played. So you're not gonna offer him 70-30. Like see, 70-30. That's a split challengers get when they fight like purse bid champions and shit like that. So you already said 50-50 is not good. So what are you trying to offer him? Especially Wilder's not stupid. He knows his name being attached to the bill. Even if the UK, let's say majority of the fans are there for AJ, the fact that it's a good fight, that's going to increase. Like, put it this way, when Kell Brook fought Triple G in the UK, I'm pretty sure that had more people in attendance than when he fought Frankie Gavin. So even though Joshua is the A side, or Kell Brook might have been the A side in the UK, you can't act like the other person and the level of competition that the fight presents is not a factor, because fans, whether they're from the UK, down under, mate, you know what I mean, in Australia, Mexico, US, they're not stupid. So real boxing fans realize that the better the fight, the better it is. Like Canelo fighting Golovkin versus Canelo fighting Khan at the same venue in the T-Mobile Arena, I promise you the live gate was better for Canelo Triple G. The merchandise sales were better for Canelo Triple G. The anticipation and the fan turnout and the amount of tickets actually sold, not comped, was better. All of that was better in the same fucking venue for Canelo Triple G than Canelo Amir Khan. And that's because the level of competition. What do you mean my point? I'm making my point. So that's the whole thing. The fans aren't stupid. The fans know the better the fight, the more competitive fight, the more they're gonna want to show up. So by Hearn saying 50-50, Wilder doesn't get that, that's kind of already an issue, because I know people, like, if 70,000 people are down to see Kubrat Pulev versus Joshua, imagine if it was Wilder. You know what I mean? More people would probably even want to come out. That's my whole point. The better the fight, the better the results. End of story. Just like Rigondeaux, you put him in there with fucking Moises Flores that no one really knows, then it's going to do whatever. You put him in there with Lomachenko, now the fight's better. You put Lomachenko with Mariaga, it does okay. And then you put him in there with Rigger now, the fight does better because the anticipation level grows based on the competition. We all know that. So I think Eddie Hearn putting that out there that absolutely Parker or Wilder won't get 50-50 is already kind of a, before the negotiations have even started, is already a hurdle, because this is what Canelo and Golovkin went through. They were trying to offer a flat rate to Golovkin, and he was like, nah, I don't want no flat rate. What if this shit does phenomenal on pay-per-view? And then I'm just stuck with 15 and you get 150 million or something. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Just politics, money, all that stuff, promoter shit. I'm a fan. I just want to see the fights. I just want to see the classic fights. And see this other thing is like people forget it. Like I'm very patient as a boxing fan. Like I never, like, sometimes fights do have to marinate, but Wilder and Joshua has been marinating for years in my mind, and I've made videos about it. They've been kind of like snarky comments or mentions of them fighting each other, things like that. So there has been a buildup, and if they actually both sign on the dotted line, then the buildup will even grow from there. Just like Canelo and Triple G. Nobody, when Canelo was like 23, nobody was asking him to fight fucking Triple G. But it got to a point where people were like, yeah, let's see that, man. Vista Carter, what you're saying has no relevance. See, this is how I know I'm murdering you casuals, because the shit you say doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. Vista Carter says, has Wilder been in a classic fight before? Please tell me one classic fight Wilder has been involved in. What does that have to do with it? So, in other words, you don't want to see Joshua versus Wilder, because that could be the classic, and people like you are actually the ones that get in the way of the fight by making excuses. Who cares? Okay, what if Wilder's never been in a classic fight? Who cares? So that's an excuse to prevent a potential classic fight, which on paper seems like it might be a classic fight, because on paper, Wilder versus Joshua, to me, is more appetizing than Joshua versus a 41-year-old Klitschko coming off of a loss. And that 41-year-old Klitschko coming off a loss, and Joshua put up a great fight, an epic instant classic. So Wilder and Joshua probably could too, because they're closer to each other's age than fucking Klitschko was. So your whole point is irrelevant. Even if he hasn't been in a classic fight to you, that could be one. The classic could be them fighting. You know what I'm saying? That's not good enough, mate. You're clearly from the UK because you said mate, and nobody in America says that. So you're clearly just a fanboy of boxing. Like The Brock said, know your role. You talking about what classic? Who cares? What does it have to do with two champions unifying? So you see how new media, y'all see what the bullshit we have to do with. So what was Eric Molina's class? See, you guys will hold on. Vista Carter, you're in the hot seat now. Everybody get your popcorn. You have so much to say. So what was Dominique Breazeale's classic fight? What was Eric Molina's classic fight? You're in the hot seat, go. Because see, now, I was trying to be cool, but now you keep bringing up stupid points. So you're in the hot seat now. Okay, let's go. So what was Dominique Breazeale's classic fight that got him the Joshua fight? What was Eric Molina's classic fight that got him the Joshua fight? So that's my opening statement. Opening question. What was Dominique Breazeale or what's the name's classic fight? Since Wilder has to have a classic fight to get the Joshua fight as a champion, what are these challengers' classic fights that garnered them? What was Charles Martin's fucking classic fight? Your turn. Okay, Charles Martin. He was a champion. What was his classic fight? And you see how he tries to change the tone? Oh, I'm only talking about champ. So basically, for a champion to unify, only the champion needs a classic fight in order to get another fight with the champion. You've already lost, my friend. I never said Wilder needs a classic fight to get AJ. Now you're trying to backtrack. That's what we call it from in the Bay Area. You said, what was Wilder's classic fight? And I said, what does that matter? And I put you in the hot seat. What is the point of bringing up Wilder having a classic fight to unify with the champion? No, we're not reading. You're in the hot seat. I'm not going back up. So everybody's, it's all eyes on you like a Tupac CD. So you tell us now, right here and now. We don't have to scroll back up through a million comments to find out what you said. Explain right now. What was Charles Martin, Dominique Brazil? What was Eric Molina's classic fight that got them the fights with Joshua? So you're in the, okay, listen, let me get this straight. You're in the hot seat and you're having a sidebar conversation with one of my mods. Mods, leave him alone in the hot seat so he has no way to backpedal out of this, because he's trying to get distracted and have sub conversations instead of answering my conversation. But you're in the hot seat, so we're not going for that deflection. Exactly. Don't misread what I've said. You are going to read back. We're waiting for your response. Nobody's scrolling up through a million messages. Just re-put it. I asked you, what was Charles Martin, Dominique Brazil, and Eric Molina's classic fights that led them to getting Anthony Joshua A-side money? AJ was stepping up. He needed more time. Maritime? Okay. Does anyone know what that means? Because that's one of your responses. So, oh, that's Martin. You can't spell, so I didn't know. I thought it said maritime. Martin called him out. That's why he got the AJ fight. Okay, so Deontay Wilder called out AJ, and he didn't get the fight. So you're digging yourself deeper. Keep digging yourself deeper. You just said Charles Martin called AJ out. That's why he got the fight. Well, Wilder's been calling out AJ, so why is he not getting the fight? You're proving my point, but you're too slow to realize that. Oh, wow. No, AJ wants Fury. So he wants the guy who has tested positive for cocaine, hasn't fought since November 2015, and weighs 387 pounds. That's what you're telling me. He wants that guy who actually just retired 3.5 months ago and then said, fuck y'all, I'm coming back. I'm not retired. Still hasn't lost the weight. Still hasn't lost the weight to be in competition. And that's the guy that Joshua wants. That's what you're telling me. So again, Tyson Fury has no belts. So he wants to fight a guy with no belts, who's overweight, who hasn't fought since November 2015 when the movie Creed comes out. Just keep in mind, the Tyson Fury Klitschko fight when he last fought came out the same week as Creed. They're already working on Creed Part 2, and I own Creed on Blu-ray. I have it on Blu-ray in my house right now, and they're already working on a sequel for that. And that's the last time Tyson Fury has fought. And y'all really think you could beat me in this hot seat? Really? AJ didn't say he does not want Wilder. He said in due time. So why does he want Tyson Fury? This is your argument. Okay, maybe end of 2018 or 19. That's not what he said. He said maybe 2018, maybe 2019, maybe 2020. So now you're not even being transparent with all the people who are counting on you to state the facts and to fight your way out of the hot seat. He gave that range, 2018 to 2020, when he feels the time is right and when he has the best chance of beating him. Because Fury has been calling him out, calling him a paper champion. So has Deontay Wilder. What are you not understanding? So, okay, Charles Martin, who fought nobody and got a championship, right? He calls out Joshua, gets the fight. Tyson Fury, who's out of commission and failed drug tests and only recently got his license back and says he's not even fighting in the UK, right? He says he doesn't like the way he was treated, so he's not even applying for a British license. That's the guy that Joshua wants to fight because he called him out. But Wilder, who's aggressive and been calling him out and actually has a belt that he didn't get from Tyson Fury. Keep that in mind. Stavern was a champion and Wilder beat Stavern really most of the rounds. The reason Joshua is a champion comes from a glitch in Tyson Fury's personal life, and those belts became available and dispersed, right? Just like Ward retiring, now his belts are available. Do y'all really think y'all could beat me in the hot seat? Like your response, new media is fucking you dudes up. Like your responses are terrible. So you name two people who are not really in great positions, and because they called him out, they get the fight. But Wilder, who is a champion actively, who looks the part, who has more knockouts than Tyson Fury and Charles Martin, he don't get the fight for calling him out. Should we vote or should I let him hang himself some more? I already know I know I'm killing in the hot seat. Y'all can say whatever you want, but I already know I'm killing. Should we vote? Now he's trying to bring up stupid stuff. So, Ego, tell me, why has Wilder not fought an elite fighter? Well, two of the elite fighters failed drug tests. So that was an easy question. See how easy it is for me? Luis Ortiz, elite, or considered in this generation to be elite, and Alexander Povetkin, Olympic gold medalist, and they didn't pass their drug test, so the WBC canceled their fight. Very easy. So, back to my point. You see when y'all ask me questions, most of the time I don't even let you deflect, but that was such an easy question to answer. I just answered your question. Two of the guys that are known elite for this current time period, high-ranking guys, tough guys, who have a chance to beat Wilder or anybody else, Povetkin and Ortiz, they didn't pass drug tests. Should we vote? He's drowning right now, and I don't think we have any lifeguards on deck. This is not Baywatch. Should we vote, or you want me to let? Do y'all want this? The East Coast ain't got love for Boxingego, huh? Listen. All right, vote. If you think Vista Carter is a fanboy and didn't fight his way out of the hot seat, put your L's up. Put your fucking L's up. And now he's deflecting, bringing up, why didn't Wilder fight Klitschko? Just know, if you put W's and you don't mean it, you might get checked on it. Because I know I bodied him. But if that's what you really feel, then you could be in the hot seat. Listen, this is your platform, and of course you're in the driver's seat. No, it doesn't work like that. The fans heard my responses, and the fans heard your responses. And some of these guys probably don't even like me. So if I get bodied in the hot seat, they're going to tell me about myself. You know what I mean? Even the fans that do like me are probably going to tell me about myself because, you know what? They're real boxing fans. So if you actually had points that were worth a damn and you bodied me, then people would be like, I like your channel, Ego, but he brought up some solid shit. But the fact is, you got bodied. You didn't bring up solid shit. You keep deflecting to Klitschko, and you're saying guys like Charles Martin and Tyson Fury got the opportunity because they called him out. But Wilder's been calling out Joshua, and yet it doesn't. He needs more time and more time to build, and you're okay with that. One of my mods, I counted more than 15. Vista Carter, bye-bye, my friend. You get the ultimate L. Rest in peace to Big L. But that's what you just got. Listen, you could say you bodied me, set up a calling session. You would get bodied worse because it doesn't matter because you're not saying nothing. So instead of typing, you would have been saying it, and you would have been stuttering Stanley, and I still would have bodied you, whether we're on the phone, telegraph, Pony Express, smoke signals, text message, SMS, if we were on AOL Instant Messenger, which is now defunct. It don't matter what we are, Gmail. It doesn't matter what we are on, you would have got bodied. And he talking about, ooh, set up a call. The call wouldn't have done, you know, hearing your voice, we would have just heard how stupid you sound. The fuck are you talking about? He said, oh, set up a call, man. The call ain't gonna save you. That's gonna make it worse. We're gonna hear your squeaky ass voice, and we're gonna hear the sweat, and we're gonna hear the frustration and the fear, because you know you're getting bodied. You talking about set up a call. I could have a whole call center and you still would have got bodied. Listen, this is the hot seat. You ain't taking this from me. What are you talking about? You are not gonna fry me like that easily with them weak ass points. Whether we're on the phone, whether we're doing Morse code, if we're doing if we're on sign language, I know all that shit, and I would have bodied you. Sign language or not, I would have been like, why don't AJ want to fight Wilder? Bomb squat. Like, it don't matter. You could be deaf, you could be blind, you could be hard of hearing. We could have a call center. It don't matter. You was getting bodied. My dude, my guy, you was getting bodied. That was fun. I'm glad y'all, I told you I'm here to entertain. He's talking about set up a call. That's how you know you fucked up, when you have to make, okay, so you took the challenge knowing I don't have a call center set up. And then when you got fried, filleted, sauteed, and diced up, you know, we diced them up like some garlic cloves, some onions, we minced them. That's mincing, yeah, when you get it real fine, real like granules of onion, we minced him. And then now he's, oh, hey. So you knew we didn't have the call set up, and then now you're gonna say, set up a call. The fuck? You just wasting your minutes. See, I got free nights and weekends, free anytime minutes, but I could tell he was probably cheap. So his nights and weekends start at 7 p.m. So he would have just been wasting his minutes. Stuttering Stanley. We handed out these coffins. He said set up a call. What is a call? It don't, listen. We could set up a rap battle, any format you want. You was not beating me. Rap battle, anything. I would have got you in a rap battle with that. So tell me why Deontay Wilder don't get a try if he not. I would have got you in a rap battle too, man. You ain't taking the king out the throne, man. We serving these body bags, man. Zip them up. Like Lil Wayne said, wet them up. He got bodied. But see, the funny thing is it'd be the same dudes like him that call me the fanboy. But you hear all of their points. This is why I do the hot seat. You hear all their points. He called me mate, so I know he's from the UK because I used to live in England. So he called me mate. I already know you're from that region, right? And you would be the type to call me biased and call me a fanboy of Wilder. Yet everything I'm saying has nothing to do with fanboyism, has nothing to do. I don't even know if I would favor Wilder to beat Joshua, but I don't know that. That's why I want to see it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm the fanboy, and all of your talking points are literal, not even making sense. And it's clearly you're just a fan and afraid of the fight. You talking about Charles Martin and Tyson Fury got the fight because they called him out. Well, guess fucking what? Wilder's called out Joshua too, and that fight needs to marinate and all types of shit. What? How do you guys even think like this? And that's what, like I said, that's why I do the hot seat. And people, listen, this is not a carnival, like carnival games where it's rigged. If you body me in a hot seat, people ain't gonna show me mercy. They're not gonna be like, oh, he brought up solid ass points, but we're gonna give it to you because we like you. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is, everybody's seen you get bodied. See, and that's the thing. That's the thing with a dead body. Everybody knows when it's a dead body. It's not moving. It stinks. There's a stench, right? You're decomposing. So, I mean, people understand rigor mortis and they understand what a dead body is. And they've seen that. But they're not going to just give me kudos just because it's my channel. You talking about set up a call. Yeah, I'm going to set up a call, all right. 911. Like White Clef said, someone please call 911. I'll be gone until November. Someone please call 911. There ain't no moving on. It's my shit. You move on. Someone please call 911. That would have been the call. I'd be like, hey, they'd be like, emergency services, how may I help you? Yeah, I like to report a dead body. He trying to say that the Joshua Wilder fight shouldn't happen, cut. I want to report a dead body, cut. You move on. Tell me to move on one more time and you gonna get blocked. You gonna get moved on. Listen, look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now. This is my channel. Look at me. I'm the captain. I'm the captain of the ship. Hey, look at me. I'm gonna block you. Fuck you talking about? Move on. Look at me. I'm the captain of the ship now. Where the keys? It's like, tell me to move on. You move on. I'll talk about. Listen, see, this is what I hate about the internet. If I want to ramble, if I want to rant, you guys don't have to be here. I could just be in a room with one person. I gotta get stuff off my chest. I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to watch. Move on. Come on. Move, bitch. Get out of the way. Like, you don't have to be here. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. I'm not holding you guys again. I'm not Harvey Weinstein. I'm not raping and holding you guys hot. It's not a sweatshop. You know what I'm saying? I'm not keeping you against your will. If you don't want to be, move on. If I want to talk about this for 60 minutes like the show, then I'm going to keep talking about it. And then if you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. If you want to leave it and pop your head back in, if I'm still going, then do it. Period. Anyway, we working. I've been catching these bodies, man. I'm running out of places to put them. But see, I'm here to entertain. I already told y'all. Y'all can say whatever. Ooh, ego. Someone said, I'm mean to my fans. I'm not mean. I'm not being mean to anybody. But if you're in a hot seat, it's gladiator shit. You know what I mean? We got to do what we got to do. But that's that. Devin Haney was supposed to fight this weekend out in my neck of the woods in the Bay Area, but he posted his fights off. I don't know why. I don't know if him and the promoter had an issue. I don't know if his opponent pulled out. I don't know the details, and I haven't reached out. But he's been pretty active this year, so I'm pretty sure his dad's going to get him back into something. We just don't know what at the time. Andy, what you're... Listen, Andy. Look at me. Andy. Look at me. You're saying Wilder could have been making big fights for years. Who cares? He can make a big fight in 2018. Why would you be against that? Andy, I'm asking you. All that is neither here nor there. Who cares? Like Chucky, hey Andy. Answer that question, Andy. Like, what does any of that have to do with it? Okay, he could have fought big fights for a year, even though people are failing drug tests, and those big fights got canceled. So, aside from that, what does it have to do with a big fight not happening? So, because he didn't make the big fights, in your mind, he should never get a big fight? Okay, Andy, jump in the hot seat, because I feel like I'm on a streak. Do you accept the hot seat? Andy, yes or no? And I'm going to terrorize you like Chucky did Andy. Remember when he's Ake Dewey Dembala Yakuza? That's gonna be you. I'm gonna be hovering over your body, Andy. Pause. And I'm gonna be putting on a curse. Ake Dewey Dembala, give me the power, I beg of you. Do you accept the hot seat? Come on, Andy. I thought we were friends till the end, Andy. Come on, I'm gonna show you you are child's play. Just jump in the hot seat. That's all I'm asking, Andy. Okay, I don't care about dumb. I don't care about these side conversations. I'm asking you, Andy. I thought we were friends to the end. Do you want to be in the hot seat, Andy? I'm going to show you some child's play, Andy. Do you accept the hot seat? Since you have so much to say. Okay, you put blue. Listen, you got one more dumb response that has nothing to do with what I'm asking you, and you're getting blocked. So, see, I'm not the bully. Just make sure you know what you put. It has to be a direct response to what I'm saying. Do you want to be in the hot seat? Because people are waiting. Yes or no, Andy? Ake Dewey Dembala Yakuze. Yes, da Quadimork. Come on, Andy. Do it, Andy. See how they disappear? You were saying all that about this. You had so much to say. And I'm asking you, Andy, I'm asking you if you want to be in the hot seat. And now 38 bump fights block him. Get him up out of here. He's wasting time. He's stalling, just like this fight. Get him out of here. One of my mods, take Andy. 38 bum fights. See, you're not trying to have a conversation man to man. No mandatories. Get him up out of here. One of my mandatories, off with his head. See, this is what I'm talking about. Bye-bye, Andy. I thought we were friends till the... This is the end, friend. Bye, Andy. Your own personal mojo, Doc. Hey, where'd you get that dog? Give it back. Sure. How you want it? Broken leg? Get him up out of here. See, I try to have a regular boxing-only conversation. I'm not trying to talk about dicks, penises, bum fights, bum squad. I'm trying to have an adult conversation with Andy. Hey, Andy. You remember Chucky? He would be killing motherfuckers, and then he would always try to go back to the innocent good guy doll voice. He like chase you with a knife. Hey, Andy, and then try to get all innocent. But you see what you guys see what I deal with. I'm asking, so do you want to be in a hot seat? 38 bum fights. Do you want to be in a hot seat? Bum squad. Do you want to be in a hot seat? No big fight. You're clearly not about this life. You're not ready for no real gladiator shit. You ain't on that Bruce Lee shit like Conor McGregor would say. Anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Andy just, he knocked the cell out of my wins because nobody wants to jump in the hot seat with the dumb shit. See, and listen, it's like point after point after point, and they're typing quick as hell. And then I offer the hot seat. Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? I offer, say you want to play, and then they never answer or disappear or take forever. But you were just typing all those messages throughout the chat. All those messages. Heidi-ho. Crazy. But you guys, at least you guys get to see it, and we just put it in an entertainment form. You see who's really about what. And see, if you're really firm on your point and you know you're making good sense, then you should be dying to jump in the hot seat. You'd be like, yeah, sign me up. Put it this way. Wouldn't you be, if you knew what you were saying was true? Like, if I asked a simple question like, name Kell Brook's last 2 fights, and you knew the answer, you'd be like, sign me up for this. What is this, hot seat? Sign me up. But they know they can't validate what they're saying, period. They're just saying all bum squad and all that, but when it comes down to it, they're not really trying to intelligently talk boxing. And that's what we're going to keep exposing. Let's do a roll call. I'm about to get out of here. Easy ass work. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Let me know what city, state, zip. Where y'all from? 717, San Diego, New Zealand, Queens, New York, East Oakland, Detroit, Raleigh, North Carolina, Houston, Texas, home of the Charlos. They've been doing good, man. My girl Gracie from the 213, y'all. LA, Indy, Fremont, California, Chicago. Man, I gotta come to Chicago. I heard y'all got some good ass food. Melbourne, Australia, South Carolina, Los Angeles, 504 Boys, New York, Vegas, Manchester, Joyce, Livermore, California, Kansas City, New Zealand, Derry, Ireland. I don't know what you're thinking. 305, Miami, Boston, Orlando, Florida, Midwest, gang, Chicago, Kansas City. This was a fun one. I enjoyed it. Vista County, DC, Shoddy, North Oakland. See, boxing is everywhere. And I know you good folks from all these different places want to see good matches. Same here. Jersey, Oakland, Boston, Alabama, London, Brixton. You'll do fucking none. DC, Arkansas. Who's from Arkansas? Bill Clinton, huh? I just want the people to know I did not have sexual relations with that woman. That skeezer is lying. Y'all don't want this hot seat. I told Hillary, I said, I'm gonna put someone in that hot seat today. Jermaine Taylor's from Arkansas, but he's crazy as fuck. I put people in the hot seat. They in the hot seat and they can't get out. And once they start squirming, once they can't get out, then it's over for them. And y'all gonna see a dead body. And then I'm gonna play the saxophone with my cat sax to their dead body. Then I'm gonna do a Boxingego roll call right after that. And then Monica Lewinsky gonna suck my... No, I'm just playing. All right, man, I'm out. It's been real. It's been fun. I enjoyed it. Hit the like button. New media, we run shit. Ego Army, Ego Mafia. Shout out to Arkansas, everybody who enjoyed the stream. Hot seat. We had to burn a few people. Shout out to Derry, Ireland. See, man, we deep. I gotta come out to Ireland. I heard Ireland has real good fish and chips. I used to live in England and the fish and chips were like delicious. Yeah, catch the replay. We caught a couple bodies on this live stream. We're just gonna keep shit moving. Shout out to the super chats. Shout out to the participation and the engagement, all the likes. Shout out to boxing. I mean, we focus on like future fight. See, and that's I'm gonna leave on this note. For me, Joshua Wilder is a great fight, and if we can get another year like 2017, I'm all fucking for that, because boxing has been lit in 2017. You know what I mean? That's all it is. It's nothing against Joshua, Hearn, Dillian Whyte, Wilder, none of these guys. I just want boxing to be back in its, you know what I mean? I want boxing, how people are talking about the season opener with basketball. I want people talking about boxing that same exact way. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's what I want, man. Bring us back to the glory days. And we out. Just like that. Peace out, y'all.